This is Replicon Radio.
Replicon.
Oh
God, what the fuck?
What's that noise?
Oh, Jesus.
What is that? Don't do that.
Whatever the fuck y'all just did.
Whatever that noise was, don't make it.
I haven't done anything.
Radio.
I would assume it's Dead Body Man.
I didn't do anything.
Scratching and mixing.
Oh, boy.
We're all dying over here.
No.
We got the
I'm
COVID.
trying to prevent that.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
You are.
You lying ass.
What up? What up?
No,
what up? What
I'm
up?
not.
What's up, everybody? We're here. We're live. We're doing it. We're, there's something happening right now. Maybe. Not sure.
That's not fun.
What's happening?
I don't know if it's, I don't think it's working. I don't know.
What?
Someone should go to Replicon Radio's YouTube page right now.
What am I going to find?
I don't know.
Maybe not an episode?
I don't know. Maybe a episode.
I saw it was upcoming, an upcoming event for this episode.
You're an upcoming event.
I am.
It was working for a second, but I don't know if it's still working.
It seems to be working. I mean, I don't want to sit through the ads on the phone, but because we're live.
What else are you going to do?
Sweet.
You sit through the ads.
Well, I don't know if it's going to play through the phone.
You're a phone player.
There's only one way to find out.
Well, fine, I'll do it.
Do it. Do it, you scary bitch. Do it.
Anyway, what's up, y'all? It's Replicon Radio. We're back. Today is July the 6th, 2020.
What
we
up,
made it.
y'all?
We still alive. We're still doing it.
We are still alive, yes.
Well, two of us are. Dead Body Man is dead again, and he is unable to attend again.
This one is legit, though. Like, last time it was just a COVID scare and quarantine. This one is actually legit. We had an exposure in my warehouse.
Like today, this
COVID.
morning?
No, within the last 7 days, the two of the people that I work with in direct contact have been in direct contact with a workplace that has tested positive for COVID.
But I'm saying you just found out about it today, though? They just told you this morning when you showed up?
I found out about it an hour before I messaged you guys in our chat. I was like, man, I was trying to kind of get all the stuff, the pieces of information, and kind of figure out what we were going to do with work. And, yeah. I found out about it today. And one of the guys is sick, and he's been in and out of our warehouse. I've been in and out of the warehouse, so it's like, shit. Him and his girlfriend got tested today because they're both sick since last week. So I really didn't want to chance it, even though there's a low probability that I've been exposed to it. But I've been in the same office work area, office spaces, and touched the same things as somebody that has been exposed and is actively sick. So I thought it was really stupid until I figure out if he's got it. Then it's like, all right, then I'll know where I'm going to go from there. And the other guy, he's not showing any symptoms, so I don't even know if he's getting tested. So, but he was also exposed. So, yeah, it's not fun.
So you just showed up to work and they were like, dude, you gotta go home. Everybody's got Rona.
I was already did my whole day. I was finishing out my day. I went in the warehouse and he goes, hey, don't go in the warehouse. I go, too fucking late for that. So yeah, and it's not fun. I'd rather just be in the studio, not having to worry about this shit.
No, you wouldn't. You'd rather be at home on the telephone.
No, that is not true. I've come back around. I'll be in the studio and all that stuff. I like that, but being on the phone is weird.
So don't you have to be like quarantined for 2 weeks then?
Well, that's the thing is I don't know. Like we're kind of like up in the air on what we're gonna do if he's got it. We're gonna sanitize everything, and he's gonna be quarantined, and then I guess we're just gonna have to monitor. I don't know. I feel really confused. Like I don't know what to do. Like it's weird because if we can't shut down, we have 3 people that run the location in St. Louis, and if all 3 of us are quarantined, our location will shut down. So like we can't do that.
Well, I mean, if you have to, you have to, though, right?
I mean, if we have to, we have to. But it's really confusing, like to have to deal with it because I know, like you work in a big workplace. We're in an up and coming branch, and there's only 3 of us. So it's like one of the guys is already down. I'm not going into work tomorrow because all of our trucks are fucking broken that I would be using, and it's just weird. I don't know how to feel about it. It's weird, man.
Yeah. I know when we had that case at work, it was on a Friday or Thursday or whatever, in a different department. And what they did was they shut down for the weekend. They brought a company in to sanitize everything, which I don't understand how they know that the sanitizer shit that they use works, but apparently they know it does, but we don't have a cure. We don't know if it kills it, but apparently they know. So I don't know. It's all fucked up. But anyways, they came in on a Saturday and did all the disinfectant, and then we were back to work on Monday.
Yeah. Monday.
Work sucked today.
What's up, everybody over at YouTube? Montana Josh, Jenny, everybody else that's tuned in, not chatting.
Yo.
How y'all doing? Hopefully the stream's running good. Like I said, I had an attempt at Facebook. I'm doing things I'm not supposed to do. The internet is mad at me.
Mine's working just fine.
Well, you're not trying to do things you're not supposed to do.
No, I don't get on porn.
That's not what I'm doing.
Oh.
But yeah, man, we're here. We're live. We're doing it. Tonight on the show, we got HEMLOCK.
Yeah.
You gotta say it like that. Yes, I do.
Do you?
I do.
HEMLOCK.
Why?
HEMLOCK.
Why you say it like that?
You don't have to. Hey, if there's anybody on Facebook and the stream is there, I don't think it's working. But if you're listening, head on over to youtube.com/RepliconRadio or just straight up repliconradio.com and tune into the show, man, because we have just begun. But I'm going to end it and hope the fucking rest of the computer works better. How's that?
That could be what it was. Too many things trying to run it.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not supposed to do that.
It is hot as hell outside. It was hot as hell at work today. It was not a fun Monday for me after being off for a week.
Oh, that's right. You were off for a week.
I was drunk for a whole week.
Terrible.
That's what it felt like.
Gotta get them Pedialytes back in, them electrolytes back in your body.
What'd you say about his titties?
I said Pedialytes, but then I said electrolytes.
Yeah, I don't do the Pedialytes. That's y'all. I do the waters and the Gatorade.
He said you gotta do something about your titty light.
Titty light.
Titty light.
Titty light. Okay. I think I'm solid here. You were running. Yeah, man. HEMLOCK on the show tonight. It's gonna be dope. Tony's not here again. I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do when Tony's not here? He is here. He's on the phone. Ask him. Ask him what to do.
What do we do, Tony?
You gotta keep on keeping on, man. Life's a garden. Dig it.
He said keep on keeping on.
No. I don't dig it.
No, that's weird. I don't like it.
Let's see.
So how was everybody's 4th of July? What'd you do, P? You worked?
Yep.
That was it? No fireworks, no nothing?
Grandma made chicken and dumplings.
Oh, you were in heaven.
That's patriotic.
Yeah, it is. It's like the most patriotic thing ever.
Yeah, you was in heaven. She should have made you some cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburger?
Those are the shit. She wrap them up in that foil for you.
I prefer chicken and dumplings.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Chicken and dumplings? They're fire. I don't think I did anything else. Somebody tipped me and like things that blow up.
People tipped you in things that blew up? Like they gave you
Oh,
fireworks?
nice.
Yeah.
Did you tell them to go fuck off?
I mean, they gave me money too.
Oh, okay.
And then they gave me that. And I wait here. I thought he was gonna get a little bit more money. And he came back with fireworks. I was like, oh.
Anything like cool?
No, like I think they might be M80s or smoke bombs. I don't know what they are.
Really?
They gave this man a pack of sparklers.
I'd have been like,
I mean, it was a nice gesture, but then I was like, why did I just stood here for this?
yeah, right? Hold
Yeah,
on, hold
like-
on, buddy. I got something for you. Here's an M80. Have fun. Like, well, what the fuck? I'm gonna blow your fucking mailbox up, bro.
It was your old apartment building, actually.
So, yeah. Well, that's weird.
Yep. But yeah, whatever. I mean, it's fine. I was out driving around doing deliveries and shit, and I have never, ever, ever in all my years seen so many fireworks.
Was it in my same building?
No. No, but I've been there. But yeah, like I took a delivery downtown, and obviously there's no official thing this year.
Yeah.
But it was just surrounded by fireworks endlessly, constantly. I've never seen so many fireworks at one time. Like the whole sky was on fire. It was crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, I went to my brother's house, and that's how it was out there. Every direction you fucking looked, there
Everywhere
was
for
fireworks.
hours. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That was fun. Yeah. And then I worked. And I did some more work.
I drank way too much.
I worked a bunch. I actually had a couple drinks last night.
Oh shit! Peace stepping out of the world.
That's crazy.
Did you go to Golden Corral?
No. Nope. I had a couple drinks at old Bobby's place.
Oh yeah.
I had one mixed drink, and I'm pretty sure I was drunk. And then
it depends on who makes it down there. That's all you need.
And then I had a half a pitcher, and I was pretty good. It's good.
Who'd you go down there with?
My buddy Ben.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me about that.
We were supposed to go. He was going to take me to play golf since my buddy Rue was way too busy getting drunk all week. He has no time. He has all these things he has to do, but instead he get drunk all week and didn't bother to call me.
I didn't get drunk.
But we were going to go play golf because his parents are like country club fancy.
Oh yeah.
But then it was dumb. We didn't go. We were supposed to go tomorrow actually, but we were supposed to do that and go swimming. Now I can't go swimming because of Corona. It's stupid.
What do you mean?
Like they won't. Well, not there anyway.
Like
they won't.
Public pool.
Well, it's a
Or
private pool, but they won't allow
they-
guests
Okay.
anymore. Like they're members, and normally they can bring whoever the fuck they want. No guests allowed right now. And then we could go play golf, but it would cost me like $80, and it was supposed to be free.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's a big difference. I don't want to play golf that bad. It would just been fun, and then we would go to the pool. So now that's happening. So we're gonna do something else.
I didn't even play golf last week. Not one bit.
But someday we're gonna play golf, and we're gonna record it.
We're gonna let it get a little cooler out, or we're gonna go really early in the morning. What do you want to do when it gets a little cooler out, or early in the morning?
It depends on what we're gonna do after we play golf.
Like,
If you're gonna make me get up early in the morning and go drinking, you're gonna have to entertain me the rest of the fucking day.
who's drinking? We're going to play golf. We're not going to drink.
I think we're gonna do both.
No, not
I
early
think
in the
it's going
morning.
to be both.
Early in the morning.
You don't-
I'm not drinking at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then I don't want to play golf at 7 o'clock in the morning.
The only way I'm drinking at 7 o'clock in the morning is if I haven't stopped drinking from the night before.
No,
That's happened quite
I'm
a
just
bit.
saying if we're gonna
That is happening.
if you're gonna take me if we're gonna go play golf, we're gonna be drinking. So if we're gonna be drinking during the day, whether it's in the morning or not, it's during the day. You're gonna have to entertain me the rest of the day.
Jesus Christ. What's the rest of the day involved? Like
I
3
don't
o'clock,
know.
4 o'clock?
I don't want to be up in the morning.
No, in the evening.
That's not the
Afternoon.
It's like dinner time,
Yeah. I got to entertain you that long?
at least.
Holy shit.
It's like a whole day thing. If I'm gonna commit to day drinking, I'm gonna commit to the whole day. The day.
I mean, we ain't got.
I need the whole day. I need the day. Because I can't go to work after that because my work I have to drive a vehicle. So we might as well just make a whole day out of it. We'll just have to go swimming somewhere. But you have a pool, so we can do that.
There you go.
I don't have a pool.
Well, you do. You do. It might not be located in your yard, but you have one.
I was telling the neighbors about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to have a pool party and shit." I was like, "Yeah." So I don't know. They're like, "Well, I guess you gotta get a pool first." I said, "Yeah."
You were telling which neighbor?
Right behind me here.
No, not the neighbors with the pool. The other neighbors.
No, the neighbors with the pool.
Oh,
yeah, the ones with the pool. I'm like, yeah, people want to have a pool party. Want to have a couple people over, and I was told, well, I guess you better get a pool then, huh?
I mean, we could have a pool party, and I'd be the only one over. I don't care. As long as I'm a part of the party.
I mean, it wouldn't be much of a party.
He's going to bring the party because he is the party.
Yeah, right?
As long as me and my buddy Rue are there, that's all we need, right?
I mean, we
There
are
you go.
partying ourselves for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, we do got HEMLOCK coming up shortly in the next hour or so. We got all kinds of shit, man. If you guys aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you're listening to the replay on Spotify or iTunes or iHeartRadio or Spreaker or Stitcher or Castbox or any of those other places you listen to podcasts at where Replicon Radio is available, you should head on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Replicon Radio, and subscribe because there's more. This isn't all. This week, we got a brand new movie review dropping.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. Replicon reviews a new movie. It's called Volition. So look for that. We all partaked in it. It's been a while since we've had a movie review.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going down this week, right?
That is true.
And then on top of that, so not only, it's going to be a big week, man. We got, so the review for the actual movie's going up, where the three of us discussed the movie, what we liked, what we didn't like, tell you a little bit about the movie. We also I have interviews with 3 of the main actors from said movie, all going to be dropping this week first on the YouTube channel.
Ooh.
That's going to be crazy. I was going to tell you who these people are. And
Lots of fire stuff coming this week.
I wasn't even prepared.
I mean, that movie comes out
July 10th.
in
Friday.
like 3 days from now. 4 days, I guess.
Friday.
3 days.
So-
This day's over with.
Yeah. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was supposed to come out in theaters and stuff.
It's a big movie. It's a big timer.
You're a big timer.
I am. Hold up, big timer. Oh, sorry. Got money to the ceiling. Well, sorry. I'll stop that now.
You rapping?
I was fiending, bro.
He's singing.
You say you were fiending?
Yeah, the old fiend. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up, big timers.
Yeah, I know we got interviews with Magda Aponowiz.
I'm sure that's not how you say that.
I don't think that's how you... Her first name is definitely Magda, though. I spoke to her. She's very nice. She was in several other things, including The Green Inferno, Battlestar Galactica's Caprica, the television show You, which is really popular, and a bunch of other stuff. And she's obviously in Volition, plays the character Angela, one of the main characters of the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. You saw the movie. You know the girl?
Yep.
That's her. I'm pretty sure there's only one girl in the whole movie, to be honest. And then also alongside her,
I think there is.
the star of the movie, the main character, is Mr. Adrian Glenn McMorrin, who you saw in other movies, including 50-50, Warcraft, The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, television show Charmed, Arrow, and many others. And that'll be dope. And I actually haven't talked to him yet, so I can't tell you how that went. Because it hasn't happened yet. And but it's happening. It just hasn't happened yet. And then I talked to this other guy today, and this guy was super fucking cool. His name is Alex Panovic, not to be confused with whatever I tried to say earlier. It's different. But this guy was super cool, man. Like I wish we could have spoke longer, to be honest. But he's in the hit new television show, which is really strange because it's something I actually brought up like a month ago, which had nothing to do with this. But the Snowpiercer is now a television show.
Yes, we talked about that.
We talked about the movie and how it was like the dark sequel to Willy Wonka. Now it's like a hit TV show remake with Jennifer Connelly and this guy. And if you think I didn't ask about fucking Willy Wonka,
you did.
Fuck yeah, I did. It was a good conversation, man. This dude was super cool. He was also in like War of the Planet of the Apes and a bunch of pretty big time shit. And he's a Canadian. He was super cool. And I wish we could have talked longer.
He Canadian, eh?
But it's definitely like his is definitely going to be entertaining. I definitely want people to check out the interview with him. For everybody that doesn't know, just a peek behind the curtain, I guess. We do these movie reviews that are sent to us from the movie studios, and we love doing it. It's super fun. And then they'll set us up to do, hopefully, a couple interviews to help promote the movie and, get behind it with either actors or director, maybe a writer. We've had different people, in the past. The only issue is they're doing a press run. So, like, most of you guys that listen to Replicon Radio, we do really long form interviews. I don't know what the fuck Tony is doing. It's a really strange noise. But we like to do long form. We like to talk to people. We want to get to know people. It's not just, oh, you got a new CD coming out? Cool, thanks, man. What's it called? Awesome. Have a good day. But that's how these things are, because these are like celebrity actors and shit, and their PR firm. It's just like, all right, you're doing Replicon today. You're doing Entertainment Tonight. You're doing fucking Hollywood, whatever. And then you're doing this. And they're like, you got 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And they're connecting the calls. They're just like, boom, 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 boom. And they even hop in. They're like, oh, you got time for one more. It's really annoying. But it is what it is. That's just how it works. So these are all short 10-minute long interviews, which is why we don't have these cool guests on the show. But a lot of them are cool. I don't know why I told you all that. I'm just telling you. Behind the scenes shit, man. But the dude was super cool. Like, I really, there's a few times where I really enjoy the conversation. In 10 minutes, if you can fucking actually be like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. Imagine if you had more. You know what I mean? But some of them are good to be short, though.
That's true. Sometimes
but tonight we got
off the rails.
Hemlock, and that's not going to be short. We have all the time in the world, and it's going to be dope. And we're going to talk about all kinds of dope stuff.
Why are we going to talk about drugs, bro? We're going to talk about dope and stuff, huh?
That's all we got, man.
Jeez.
Dope stuff?
Dope and stuff.
That's all we got, man.
Seems like it's
that's super cool. I'm looking forward to those interviews.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that movie review.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's got the editing job of the movie review.
Yep.
A little more behind the scenes footage. So you know what happened to that vlog?
Yeah, it's lost on a broken computer right now.
That's right.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Tell him that, buddy. How many times does he got to tell you? It's on a broken computer. We told you to back the shit. We did tell you to back the shit up before it broke, though.
I also told you.
No, I don't remember you saying that.
Every other clip was still on the card, except for the extra ones he did.
Oh.
It'll be fine. I'll get it off and all that shit, and then I'll put it up 2 years later, and then it'll be a nice little flashback.
Earlier, just getting it off.
Be a little flashback.
There you go. Throwback Thursday coming next year.
Remember when all the COVID hit down? This was the last thing we did before COVID hit.
right before. Look at how packed it was.
Right? It was pretty busy in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that place packed.
We always do.
Mm-hmm.
You know it, man. What's going on over here? What's going on in the world of dead body COVID, man?
Just fucking working nonstop.
Fuck yeah.
It's crazy, man.
I see.
I went over to a friend's house for the 4th. They shot off some fireworks. Nothing too crazy. I mean, that's about it. I went out to a restaurant yesterday. Spent way too much money, but it was nice to get out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what's up. What the fuck is going on
so,
here?
I mean, that's about it. Ain't nothing too special over here.
I see you out there at the Mexican restaurants, man.
Margaritas.
Drinking them big old margaritas and
Oh,
living the
yeah,
life.
buddy. Definitely had a couple pictures of margaritas.
And he's got COVID and he's going out to restaurants. Jesus. He couldn't even show up here.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to get potentially exposed to COVID intentionally, then, I mean, I could show up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we already have. At one point.
At one point, yeah. But I willfully know that it is potential. So I'm like, that's bad juju to intentionally go around people knowing that you.
I'm glad you stayed home. I appreciate that.
And like I said, the probability of me actually contracting it or anything like that is very low, but I don't want to take the risk because we don't know. We just found out about it. So now if he pops up, it might not even be COVID. It might be something he's just sick.
Right.
Who knows? Which we're hoping for.
Aren't we?
And then maybe they just did, because they didn't brush shoulders with the guy that had COVID, but they were in the workplace with the workers that was in direct contact with this guy. So, I mean, the risk is there. This bitch-ass COVID.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people that are signed up, made appointments to take a COVID test, and then they've been canceled for some reason, and then they get calls back saying that they tested positive for COVID, and they haven't even taken the test. So I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's been going around, quite a few incidents.
Yeah, that whole COVID new case thing is bullshit. Because my coworker that was the first place he went to go take a COVID test, they turned him away. They go, "We're not going to test you." It's like, why? Why would you not test this guy? He's been sick. He's been exposed. Why in the fuck wouldn't you test him?
I mean,
he do what?
I'm sure it's real. I mean, I'm sure it's out there, but I just wish they'd get the facts straight instead of feeding us bullshit information.
My fiance, she sells the antibody test for the COVID to see if you had it.
Right.
And literally every single one of them has come back negative. Like, she has not sold one where it's come back positive.
Huh.
It's weird. It's weird.
That's good. I mean, it's good though. That's where
It is good.
That's where you just pull up to the thing and they poke your finger and you drive back around and they give you your results.
No, this one you have to go into like a Quest diagnostic lab and all that stuff.
Okay.
I think it's just like a mouth swab or something like that. I'm not no, they might draw blood on that. Yeah, I think because she took it because she swore up and down that she thought she had it in February right after Astro. Because she had a sickness that was pretty strong, and it was to a T all of the symptoms of COVID. And so she was like, I'm pretty sure I had this shit in February. And she took the antibody test and it came back negative. But I mean, she's like, I had all of the symptoms like hardcore.
Wow. Huh.
So it's weird. I mean, and it's still early, and we clearly don't know anything about this fucking thing.
No. That's because I don't want to listen to the real people behind it, the scientists.
Yep.
Everybody just don't
Well,
know.
that's just a bunch of nerds in lab coats.
I mean, I trust them more than I trust the government telling me what to do.
You mean the government would lie to us?
Never. Always.
Never.
But I mean, like I said, I'm sure there's all this stuff's not fake about it, but we just don't know enough to really know how to handle it and what to do for it. So they just keep on telling us, well, let's try to do this, let's try to do that. But it'll all work out in the end, hopefully.
We were off air for a while and nobody even knew it.
What?
Oh wow.
Well, we're still YouTube's still good. YouTube never stopped, but
Oh yeah, nobody knew that.
the main one stopped.
Oh, did it?
Well, and I'm having issues, man. Like the shit was all fucked up over here. The reason I tried to run too much is because the shit wasn't working before the show started. So the reason Facebook even came into play is because YouTube wasn't working. So I was like, oh, let's see if we can put it on in here. So then I was like, oh, now this one's working. Oh, fuck it. Let's try both.
Right.
And then something happened and the one that never has problems, which runs all of the streams everywhere else, decided to break. So, and I didn't realize it was down because I couldn't see the YouTube chat room because YouTube wasn't working on my computer. And I pulled it up on my phone and people are like, hey, what happened to the other one? I'm like, oh, it's not there.
Whoops.
It's never just stopped like that. So for everybody listening to the replay, they're like, what the hell is this part 2? Part 1 is about 25 minutes of
Dead air.
well, it's not even dead air. We were there. Just stop. You're gonna miss a big chunk of our conversation.
Oh, so it's gonna like pause and then pick up later. Like it'll stop here and then pick up where.
We just started a
later.
brand new episode 3 minutes ago.
Oh shit! Wow.
But YouTube was nonstop, so it's not lost. The conversation isn't lost. It's just not on. It's not available for all the replayers in Spotify and audio Streamland. But that's okay. You're still not going to miss the interview, and you're not going to miss the rest of the action. Boop 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 boo. We're good, man. We're here. So much stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on all the time.
So, all right. I mean, no, I'll wait.
What are you waiting for?
I just got dropped a little bit of information on acronyms.
Acronymicon?
Acronymicons.
Yeah.
The acronymicons. And there's actually one for Beastie Boys, or Beastie, yeah, for the Beastie Boys, but it's just for the Beastie. And I don't know if anybody knew this or not. I don't know how many people do.
You know it's true because someone just sent it to you?
Well, it's on the internet. That's how I know it's true.
Oh, okay.
But so Beastie stands for Boys Entertaining Anarchist States Towards Internal Excellence.
I don't even know what you said, and I don't believe you.
Right? Or it also stands for Boys Entering Altered States to Induce Ecstasy.
Well, someone just sent me a message about an acronym. And
You're lying.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but it's a big RU. Well, just the RU part, not the big part.
Fuck you. I hope that microphone breaks.
It just keeps falling because I'm leaning it, but it stands for Really Old Ostrich. I don't know if you knew
yeah.
that.
Is that what it is?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Did you know you're named after a really old ostrich?
Yeah.
I always thought it was about a kangaroo,
No.
but it's actually an acronym for Really Old Ostrich.
Right. Surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I wish you'd wake up and smell some coffees.
What?
Really old ostrich. That's cute. You just made that up. You should put that in the Urban Dictionary.
It's already an acronym. Someone sent me a message on the internet that said.
Oh, yeah, let's see that one.
I just told you.
I want to see.
Now it's on the internet twice because I just said it.
Yeah,
Now it's embedded there forever.
it is.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody out there could send us an acronym for Dead Body Man. Anybody?
Well,
Hey.
DBM. I don't know.
Dead Body Man. DBM. Dead Body Man.
Yeah. Yeah, but what is that? Well, what does it stand for?
Dead bitches moan.
Oh.
That's one hell of an acronym.
Yeah, right.
I think that's more fitting.
Hey, I mean,
I could definitely see you a moaning dead bitch more so than a man that's dead.
very well.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess your name already is an acronym.
It is, technically.
You know, I thought that was at first. It popped up on the YouTube.
What?
I thought that was Lux.
Lux the Magic Dragon?
Yes.
Oh, the picture of that girl?
Yeah.
You're just now seeing that from an hour ago?
Apparently, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's how slow your shit's running.
That's Magda.
Megalodon.
Bangladesh.
Kind of cute.
She was in that movie we watched.
I know.
She looks way different in that photo.
Absolutely, she does. Way different.
There's photos from the movie too.
Oh, are they gonna pop up in an hour?
I think it's just your thing. Hey, tonight on the show we got HEMLOCK. Some good old fashioned Las Vegas metal.
Do we really? Are they what are they? HEMLOCK?
Mm-hmm.
Do they hem the locks?
I don't know. You better ask. You're gonna have to ask. You better ask somebody. Hopefully you ask them.
I will.
Hey, next week on the show, while you guys are here and
they're from Las Vegas.
Yep.
Okay.
As far as I know, I haven't asked them yet.
Okay. So next week on the show, what?
Next week on the show, we have a special guest.
Yeah, every week we have special guests.
Bro, we have a special guest. We have booked guests all the way until August 6th.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Sweet.
Only one of them is a repeat.
Oh, I bet I know.
Do you?
Is it a girl?
Nope.
No? Okay, then I bet I know.
You don't know. They just announced today their brand new double album pre-order.
Ooh.
Whoever
could it be?
It's an M&E artist.
Nope.
No?
No.
How's it not?
Because none of them announced the double album pre-order.
How's it not?
And
But that's not
there's
next
not a
week.
female artist on M&E, is there?
It's not a
so.
female either. But that's not next week either. That's far away. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about next week, though. We got a... tonight we have something different with a metal band, which is not something you normally hear on Replicon Radio.
I mean, we did bands before. Real Big Fish.
Yep, they're not a metal
Rehab.
band. Definitely not a metal band.
No, I said bands. We had bands.
Rehab,
before.
they're rap. They just have a band.
Well, they would be a band.
We're a band. We're a band. And I lost my headphones. That sucks, man. There you go.
You're losing all kinds of shit over there.
Yeah. Somebody commented
On the pool party?
Somebody commented on Spreaker, wondering, trying to listen to the show, and they don't know that it's not there anymore. So that's fun.
Really?
Whack.
I'm looking for it.
On the old one.
Yeah.
Hold on, I was pulling this thing up because somebody told me how to pronounce their name, and I don't want to mispronounce it the first time.
I mean, you already kind of did that, though, didn't you? Oh, I guess I got to stop this one and go into the other one, don't
Oh, there it is. Tejon.
I clicked the flag.
So next Monday, we have a special guest. Tejon Street Corner Thieves.
Huh? Who?
Tejon.
Tejon.
That's the word I had to look.
Tejon.
Because it looks like it's called Tejon.
Tejon.
T-E-J-O-N, but it's Tejon.
Tejon, the Street Profits.
The Tejon
Oh.
Street Corner Thieves.
Tejon.
Oh, the Street Corner Whores?
Thieves.
Oh, thieves.
Thieves.
Who? The Tahav?
No. I hate you sometimes.
Hey, man, I don't
make fun of me. Don't make fun of them.
I'm trying to make sure I pronounce it right.
No, you're not.
Who is it? Say it one more time.
Tejon.
Tejon.
Street Corner Thieves.
All right.
Or just say it wrong and say Tejon.
What is even happening?
Right? He's trying to tell us what our next week's guest
But they're going to be
is.
on the show next Monday, so tune in for that. They just released a brand new music video for
But
their
he can't
song
even pronounce it.
Never Meant to Be. They got a lot of publicity.
Tejon.
after the COVID lockdowns because they toured the country to their fans' neighborhoods in their bus and played along the street for their fans.
That's a cool idea. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they're like social distancing still,
Yeah.
so it's not...
They were literally
is
in their
bad.
bus, which was like a makeshift school bus. They made into a tour bus.
Awesome.
They played inside the fucking vehicle with a PA outside, and they would go to like their fans' neighborhoods and play songs.
Well, they didn't
I love
come
that.
here.
The neighbors love that.
We didn't know who they were yet, so I guess we
They
were.
should have. They should have.
They may have came somewhere near here. We didn't know, to be
Right.
honest. But yeah, so that'd be dope. They just released a video and their new EP, which is actually the first release from a new record label called the Liars Club, which is a new... I just said a new record label. It's a new record label from our friend Amigo the Devil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that guy.
so that'll be fun.
That guy's super cool.
And they are technically considered murder folk. So
Oh, I'm scared.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna have to miss that show, guys.
it's gonna be dope.
I'm
That
gonna be
shit
hiding under my
is
covers.
gonna be dope. Big Rue's gonna be hiding under his covers.
That's right. I'm scared.
Oh, scary, scary, scary.
I mean, it's got to be good, right?
What? They're good. There's nothing murder about it.
Really?
I mean, not the way I look at murder.
Sounds like you're making fun of them.
No, I'm just saying that's like a genre.
They do murder music.
Murder mayhem music.
That's them. They look like Amish.
Yeah, that's them. That's them.
I guess they are Amish, huh?
I don't know.
I
Tune
mean,
in
they
next
play
week to
fun.
find out.
I can't. I'm gonna be scared. Street corner thieves. That's how I'm just gonna call them that.
Street corner thieves.
What up, Grape Joe?
What up, dude?
Fucking my shit's all fucked up. But yeah, man. So that'd be fun. All kinds of cool stuff, man. There's like 9,000 interviews happening on Replicon Radio. Movie reviews, food reviews. What else? Anything else?
Big Roo reviews.
Big Roo reviews. We got those. Those are up. Filmed. Somebody recorded something.
I mean, they're not up yet, but they're coming.
Have you recorded one of those?
We did things and stuff.
Yeah, we did stuff and things, and we're doing them now.
Fuck yeah, man.
They should have them on the show
We should.
because they're doing things and stuff.
We got dinos every day.
We do have dinos every day.
I ate a bunch. Oh, I was trying to see what I ate this week. I never remember.
Dick.
2 new food reviews up, and they're both for potato chips. Would you look at that?
No, you didn't post the one about you eating a dick?
Oh,
Oh,
I never filmed that one.
Jesus. Oh, you didn't film it even? Jesus Christ. What are you waiting on?
That was your idea, and I didn't like it.
Oh.
Yeah, you were supposed to be making content for our Replicon Radio OnlyFans.
Right.
Eating a dick would have been perfect.
I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't. I looked at the grocery store. I couldn't find any.
It's in the little cans. It's spotted dick.
You went to the wrong store apparently.
Yeah, I won't. I mean, you just have to let me know where you shop, bud, because I don't know where to get them.
Man,
But
they're all over. You just gotta look for them.
okay. But yeah, we got 2 new food reviews up on the channel as well.
Ask one of the people at the
Pringles
counter. they'll tell you.
Baconator chips and the awesome brand new 7-Eleven exclusive hot dog flavored chips, baby.
Hot dog. Oh, that doesn't even sound attractive.
No, not one bit.
Hot dog flavored chips, boy.
Hey,
What
what do you think
the
about
fuck?
the flip flops?
Flip Flop the Clown.
Yeah, what'd you think about them?
He's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, you talking about the slides you bought?
yeah.
Yeah, those are dope.
I figured that's what you meant by putting that little eggplant in there.
Yeah.
Calling me a dick.
I wasn't calling you a dick. That's
Dick.
yeah. That means you're excited. That was a hard eggplant, sir.
Whoa.
That eggplant is
That's a
aroused.
very,
So when you
very
post a
erect
photo of your brand
eggplant.
new Replicon Radio slides and someone puts an eggplant emoji, that means they're aroused.
Oh, okay.
They're excited about your
I mean, I'm still
footwork.
I'm still new at these emoji. I'm I'm like emoji retarded over here. Okay, I'm still learning.
They're fully engorged for your slide, sir.
That's right.
Slide it in, slide it in.
But they're dope. Too bad they're not affordable for the rest of the world.
I mean, it can be.
Hmm?
We made a couple bucks off of them. Hey, for $60, you can get a pair.
That's nuts.
I'll sell y'all for $60. Get you a pair of Replicon radio slides.
I just said, too bad they're not affordable. Is that affordable for a pair of slides? $60?
I mean,
No.
if you wear them around the house, it lasts forever.
I didn't ask you how good the product was. I asked you if that was a reasonable price.
It is.
It's not. You don't have to lie. Don't lie to me. Of all the things you could do, don't lie to me.
I don't lie.
You're lying right now. Nobody wants to pay $60 for that. That's like you.
I didn't pay $60.
There you go. But we do have merchandise you can buy. You go to repliconradio.com. Just click.
That is affordable for the rest of the world.
Well, depends on what you're looking at now.
Everything is affordable. I paused for a second. I was trying to think of all the different items available.
I mean, them leggings are a little expensive.
They are, but leggings are
affordable.
expensive. In the price range of leggings, they are in the mid to low range.
I mean, I can go to Walmart and you can get a pair for like $14.
I can go to Walmart and get fucking pair of slides for like $4.99 probably. Shit, I can probably go to Dollar Store and get some slides for $1.
You probably could.
I probably could.
But they ain't gonna say Replicon Radio on them though.
I got a sticker.
I got a sticker. I got a sticker.
Slap a sticker on them bitches.
I got a sticker. Hey.
Speaking of that, we got stickers available you can buy.
We do.
They're not up on the website.
Nope.
They will be someday.
They're up nowhere.
They're up nowhere, but if you would like a vinyl sticker,
They're on the back of P's car. You can go drive past them and see it. See them.
or just shoot us a message, and they're on your screen right now if you're on YouTube. There's several different colors available.
Yes, there's a shit ton of colors available.
If you'd like, just let me know. We'll let you know about the colors that are still available. I know there's some sparkly ones, and there's some blue ones, and there might be some red ones, and some green ones.
While we're speaking of merch, if you think we got dope shirts, you can get a dope shirt every month for signing up for our Patreon for the t-shirt tier. And it's always a surprise shirt. You get a shirt every month in your size that you can wear. It's not going to be too small.
Or you can get it not your size. It's entirely up to you.
You can. If you
You
want to
can
get
one in my size if you'd like.
If you want to get somebody a good Christmas gift, there you go. Christmas is right around the corner.
It is.
It's coming up. It'll be here before you even know it.
I'm dreaming of a COVID Christmas where Santa Claus is quarantined. There'll be no presents or cookies. More to it, I don't know rest.
Oh no.
The towns are soaked in gasoline.
That sounds like the Grinch.
Oh well. You're a mean one, Mr. COVID.
You're a rotten one.
19.
Taking away our concerts.
What? Bastard. I guess Tony left us.
Bye.
No, I'm still here. You guys are talking about merch.
Nope.
Nope. We not one bit.
Sorry, guys.
He was like, oh, I guess you weren't. He caught to me. But yeah, man, we got merch. Go buy it. It's up. It's available. If you don't see what you're looking for, send us a message. We'll find it.
I did make a reference to the Little Rascals movie. And nope, don't nobody remember that either.
I didn't hear you say, I got $1, I got $1, I got $1. Hey, so I didn't listen.
I said, I got a sticker. I got a sticker. I got a sticker. Hey.
I didn't even hear you say that.
No.
That's how much attention I wasn't paying.
Well, fuck you and Tony are off in La La Land. And here, I'll just take care of the show. Don't worry about it, guys. You guys just sit back and relax. Yeah, Pete, you just sit back and relax like Tony does on the phone. Huh? What, guys? What are we doing?
Huh? What?
You guys are
When are we
talking-
going to start the show, guys?
Yeah. We're getting ready to go live here in a minute.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know why. We're going to go break it.
In about 10.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to go on break in about, 10, right? 10.
9.
9. No, I'm still
8.
7:15.
7.
6.
5.
4.
5.
All right.
2.
We can go on break now if you want.
1?
Blast off!
Guess we're going on break.
Did anybody ever hear anything about that? Did you guys realize we had a space launch a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And nobody.
How about the one where we sent 2 astronauts to the International Space Station?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody even talked about that, did they?
I heard a brief. They talked about it that day.
We didn't.
I feel like.
Well,
I think
they
I
actually
mentioned
had
it,
to
but you
delay
didn't
the
wanna hear
space,
about
the
it.
launch. I think 2 times, 1 or 2 times they had to delay it.
Just once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they made it up.
Well, it was real.
Hell yeah.
They didn't make it up.
They did. They didn't blow up.
It was real.
Good job, Elon Musk.
Fuck yeah. It's the first time America went to space in 10 or 11 years or something like that.
Has it been that long?
Something like that, yeah.
And it's the first time that a manned space flight has been done through a private company.
Yep.
I feel like we should have had this conversation.
Nope.
I feel like we should have had it. No, we shouldn't have had it. Fuck that. We ain't talking about this.
We didn't. I'm dreaming of a black Christmas.
Just like the ones we used to protest.
That's
Oh.
terrible. What is this? What's a UR? I don't know what this price is. That's retarded.
I don't know what you're looking at.
European numbers.
European.
European.
Gee.
European. Yeah, man. We're just slacking like a motherfucker tonight, huh?
We are.
What's up with you guys out there? What's up with all the listeners? What are you guys doing? What are you guys...
They're listening to us be boring.
What's going on in your world, man?
I mean, they do that every week, though, Rue.
Well, that is true.
Fuck yeah, man.
Just listen to us trip over our words, formulate sentences.
I mean, we could talk about all those racist COVID people out there. All them people being racist
you
against
can enlighten
COVID.
me.
All them people being racist against COVID. However that works.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all is crazy.
No,
That don't make no damn sense.
I'm referring to the last Sunday's event on the Facebooks. We had real life beef going with old boy talking about how people are racist against COVID.
You watched
That is
what?
not real.
I look at the YouTube chat and I get confused. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know anything about COVID racism.
You don't remember me talking about the hillbillies and all that?
Vaguely.
I'm the hillbilly or whatever.
uh,
That I was going through some real life beef on the telephone when we were live last. Well, yeah.
yeah.
The dumbass.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I
funny.
remember that.
Oh yeah, he's sparking it up again today too. It was funny.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be racist against COVID.
I mean, is that a thing?
No. I have no idea. I don't even know what it means. Like, how could you?
I
Like,
mean, you know what racist means, right?
Yeah.
That means you don't like other races. I didn't know COVID was a race.
It's got a little red in
last
it.
time I checked, it was a virus.
I mean,
Is it like green and red or something? Or
I think you're tripping.
It's got those little spikes on the balls and shit.
It looking like a jellyfish.
yeah, but they're like alien antler spikes, though, right? They're not really spiky. They're like
I don't know, man. I never seen what COVID looked like, bro.
Well, you ain't been getting close enough to it, I guess.
Well, thank God for that.
Imagine like a volleyball with a bunch of little spikes on it.
Right.
There you go.
Molly specks. Yeah. Well, that's what's up, man. Cool. Well, we have a special guest coming up, so what we're going to do is we're going to
Get off the line,
break.
P.
We're going to take a motherfucking break.
Free up the line, P. Let's do it now.
Yeah, we're going to free up the line.
Well, we can put him on with him.
Mom!
What?
You can't use the phone. I'm online.
Why?
We're going to be online for the next couple hours. You can't use the... Stop picking up the phone line. I need it for the internet.
Mom, get off the phone.
So, yeah, we're going to do that, man. If you guys are on YouTube, it's all going to go away, man.
Get off the internet so I can call Grandma.
That's right. The stream's going to stop.
Bye, y'all.
We're going to be back after the break with our...
Oh.
Don't make that noise anymore. Hang on. We got to plug this back in. Come on, bro.
What do you want me to do, bro?
I just want to blame it on you.
Oh, all right. I got it. 1, 2, 3. All right. We should be good.
I'm not going to... No, I'm still doing
No.
stuff. Loading. Get your
We're
loaders
good.
going.
We're good on my end.
No, your end doesn't do anything.
My end never does anything.
All right. Well.
I bring the flavor.
All right. Well.
This
Tonight's
week
pretty fucking bland.
This week it's sour cream.
This week it's vanilla, just like every week.
Fuck you. I'll quit showing up, motherfuckers.
All right, we'll be back after the break. If you're tuned into YouTube, the stream's going to go away.
Yeah, head on over to repliconradio.com if you want to check out the music that we're about ready to play for you.
That's right. And boom. What up, y'all? We're back.
We are.
Hope you guys enjoyed our short little musical break there. All kinds of dope music on the program tonight. Make sure you guys follow us on social media. Instagram, Replicon_radio. Everywhere else, just Replicon Radio. We do post a playlist the next day because everybody always wants to know what the stuff was. So we like to play new tracks from the underground and different genres. So we want you guys to know what they are so you can listen to them. So we'll post that up tomorrow, as well as the playlist from our guest, which, like we do every week, man, we have a very special guest on the line this week that doesn't change. So we want to give a round of applause for our new friends, HEMLOCK.
Yeah.
Hello. What's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing great. How are you guys holding up?
We're doing good, man. We're hanging in there.
Awesome. Right on. I appreciate you taking the time and giving me a ring.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. So just for everybody out there, you alone are not HEMLOCK, but you are Chris, a member of HEMLOCK, correct?
No, me and I'm actually Chad. My brother Brian's the drummer, and we decided when we were kids to start a band, a heavy metal band, hardcore, groove, metal, all of it mixed into one. And somehow we're still doing it 27 years later. So it's technically a band, but people do call me, hey, HEMLOCK dude, or whatever, I mean, I've done it long enough that people know me as HEMLOCK, but
I gotcha.
It's a heavy metal groove band from Las Vegas, Nevada.
I love how I messed your name up right off the rip. God, I'm an asshole.
Oh, it's all good.
Already.
That means you're having a good day.
Right? Like the Lord of mercy. I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, Chad, and you do the vocals and you're the bass guitarist as well, right?
Yep. Yeah. We've gotten known over the years to kind of be the DIY, because we just got tired of waiting around for everybody and anybody, and people expect it to be this big glorious thing and a handout and you get famous right away. And we just started out as kids playing and grinding and hustling and promoting and flyering, and we'd play with anybody and everybody we could, and just started really morphing and getting the style and the groove and everything, together. And we started in 1993, so we definitely have that vibe, like some old Biohazard and Sepultura and, and all that good. But we listened to a ton of rap and a ton of metal, a ton of punk, and kind of morphed it all into one. When I was in junior high, Faith No More was always one of my favorite bands, so it's kind of got little elements of things here and there, but we kind of just started doing as much as we could, not out of choice, just because we didn't want to sit around doing everything. So I also drive the bus when we're on tour. I book the tours. Me and my wife basically manage the band, and we've done huge tours where we've been out on tour with Slayer, playing arenas with Slayer and Hatebreed, but then we also play all the bars and all the clubs and all around the world. We just did a huge tour, I guess, a year and a half ago over in Europe, all through Germany and Switzerland and France and England with the band Head PE. And so we tour and play with whoever and whatever we can. And 27 years, we're still smiling at the end of the day.
That's awesome, man. That's super huge. So with all that being said, I guess even though there are other members, technically, yes, you are HEMLOCK because you're doing everything. So
yeah, me and my brother are the two original guys, so people always call us the HEMLOCK brothers or whatever, you know, the Smith brothers. Our last name's Smith, but
awesome.
I basically do 95% of all of it between designing shirts and, you know, as much as I can just to keep going, but it's a full-time thing. Other than recently, because everything seemed to be put on pause with the world being nuts, but
For sure.
still working on new music and keeping a positive mind thought on life in general.
That's all we can do, man. So you mentioned the band formed in '93, basically. So what we like to do, man, we really want to get to know people. We want to know, you know, the story. We want to, you know, learn the roots and whatnot. So let's go back to like 1992 or 91 or so. Like you and your brother are I guess kids, and you guys grew up in Vegas, right? Is that where you?
Yeah. We grew up in Henderson and Las Vegas. We started out trying out different singers and stuff, and it just never worked out. Or you'd get somebody and they wouldn't show up for rehearsal, and we had one guitar player, and then I did bass guitar and background vocals originally because I wasn't planning on being the singer, and my brother played drums. But after too many people flaking on us, we're like, you know what, let's just do it hard and heavy, and let's just start out as a three-piece. So started out playing at the Elks Lodge and really into all that real heavy, just, you know, the stuff that had the bounce and the groove but still had the thrash all mixed in, and started getting the name known in Vegas, playing all the bars. Even though we were underage, we had to have our parents take us, and they'd have to, you know, sit in the back and wait for us, and we weren't allowed to go out into the audience or anything because we had to go on the stage and then leave. But it was silly because we'd go in and rock the place, but then we had to leave right after we were done. We were like, all right, so, you know.
So did you guys, when you first started, you know, as kids to start a band, did you start as HEMLOCK? Like, is it HEMLOCK?
Yeah, that was when nobody else was like coming around and doing it. I took over the lead vocal position, and we started it as HEMLOCK, and that was in 1993. I think I was 15 years old.
Wow.
And over the years, you know, I mean, it's all the craziness and touring and grinding that we do, and that we've changed out guitar players here or there. You know, somebody will need to go get a real job and actually do something and get married or have kids or move away or whatever. And so me and my brother are the two original guys from back in the day. And then we had a couple guys in for, you know, 6 years, and then one of them would move away, and then one of them would come back. So over the years, we've swapped out guys here and there, but it was kind of hard at first, but then I got to the point where it's like, you know, I love doing it, and it's been awesome because we've been able to meet people all around the world, and no matter what politics or what religion or whatever, I always tell people that music is the international language. And it's cool because now I have homies over in Budapest, Hungary that I never ever would have met if it wasn't for this band, that I have friends over in Switzerland, that we have friends in Roswell, New Mexico. Our friend Ram Ninjalo, he's the one that actually got us involved with Fago Lovers initially, and we met Josh and Tashina up in Montana, and we meet people all around the world, and just because of music. So I just realized I'm not going to quit just because somebody else quit. So we just get a new guitar player and teach them all the stuff. And, you know, so people do associate me and my brother with the band more so. But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to keep jamming. I have fun traveling, playing music, meeting friends, seeing old friends. You know, I never would have went to Stonehenge in England if it hadn't have been that we were on tour with Head PE. So we're like, hell yeah, Stonehenge is like 5 minutes over there. Let's go check it out.
Hell yeah.
You know, been all through Italy, France, everywhere. I mean, I love traveling. Every nick and corner you could count in the United States we've been to, except for Hawaii and Alaska. But we've even done shows out in Maine, toured out through New York, Connecticut, Florida, all over the place. But we've toured with metal bands, punk bands, hip hop bands. We even we got invited in, let me think what year it was, 2001. We got invited from Be Real from Cypress Hill to open the main stage on the Smokeout Festival in Los Angeles. And we were like, this is so rad. We got invited from Cypress Hill, and it's right in Inglewood at the LA Coliseum on the border of Compton and Inglewood. I'm like, this is so cool. We're getting to play, you know, right here. And it was Pennywise and who else? Everlast played, Kitty, Cottonmouth Kings, Snoop Dogg headlined, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Poison the Well played, Mudvayne, just all this all day and all night. Cypress Hill. It was cool because it was all kinds of genres of music just coming together to celebrate. And we're in backstage at the LA Coliseum hanging out with Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I'm like, it's just crazy. I never ever would have thought that I would be doing that, but you know, just keep grinding the good grind and handing out flyers and spreading the word and keep putting out positive music, because we always try to spin a real positive on the lyrics, and it's neat, you know, to be able to continue to do it almost 30 years in now.
That's crazy, man. That's so dope though. Like,
and I appreciate
it was oddly weird for me, like as soon as we announced that we were having you guys on the show, all of a sudden, like, I started seeing all the stuff you're tagged in. I'm like, Jesus Christ, everyone in the world knows these guys. Like,
Sweet.
All of our friends all over the country and like artists, like, everyone had tagged you in something at some point. And I was
it's
like, oh,
rad. I don't know if it's because I have dreadlocks and we have lots of groove, but we crossed over really good into the whole juggalo scene and into the rap scene, and then even into the metal and the punk, because we listen to everything from DMX and, you know, all the way to Slayer and Cannibal Corpse and Dying Fetus and everything. So it kind of and we also aren't the type of band where we go out and play and then we go and hide. You know, we actually love meeting people and making friends. So it's cool because we go out of our way to socialize. So we actually become homies with everybody. And I'm like, man, it's cool. So Ryan, our friend Ram Ningelo, he did some stuff with Fago Lovers, and he got us in touch with them. And then they actually did a metal category that year, and we won Metal Album of the Year on Fago Lovers in 2016, I think.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, our friend Josh and Tashina, they are up in Montana, and they hit us up. They're like, hey, you guys want to do a show while you're on tour? We got this spot, you know. And now with the internet, too, it helps connect everybody so much. But it's rad because I just love music all together in general. And it's kind of a bummer right now to see the entertainment music taking such a hit. Sure. But you always do have the internet to still stay connected with everybody.
Luckily we have that now.
Yeah, but I am missing shows, man. I'll tell you what, this is the longest of gap that I've ever had done since I was 15, since we started the band, of not doing at least a few shows. Because our last show, our tour ended, I think we did like 180 shows last year, and the last one was mid-September. And then we were going to go to Europe in March and April. I had booked it all myself. We were going to go over there for like 35 or 36 shows. Bought all of our tickets with our own money. I mean, we don't have a record label. We don't have a rich uncle or anything. We were just funding it all ourselves, saving up money from tours. And they're like, all right, we're going to go to Europe. This is going to be great. Got our new guitar player dialed in, ready to go, learning all the songs. And then all of a sudden, all the flights get canceled. So then the States started shutting down before over in Europe. So the people in England, you know, the promoters, they're like, you guys going to cancel, or are you guys still going to do it? And I'm like, I still want to do it. I feel healthy. I'm fine. I'm ready to rock whenever, whatever. I said, but we're not going to be allowed to fly because they're canceling all the flights. And at that point, it was just nuts because we had just spent like $4,000 of our own money on flights. And I was like, So we still haven't gotten a refund or a credit or anything yet. We booked it through Kiwi, and they're like, we'll let you know in the next 6 months. We're like, whatever. Another way for musicians to get screwed over. Hopefully we get a credit and we can go over next year, but
I hope
we'll see.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
This is the longest gap, so I feel myself like tapping on stuff during the day, like, you know, kind of bobbing my head. I'm like, man, I just want to rock some shows. Want to see my homies, go out and hang out, you know?
For sure, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, I saw that. You guys had that's a huge deal for anybody, especially, you know, American artists, like 37 dates in Europe, all independent. Yeah. Like, that's huge, man.
Last time we went with, there's a band named Propane from New York, and they're like old school hardcore, and I love it. And we did a couple of shows with them, and we were going to meet up with them for a few shows, and then we teamed up with Head PE, which I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, but they're
hell yeah.
They're from Huntington Beach. Yeah, they're awesome. And we toured with them for like another 30 dates. And it's just cool when you're over, you know, overseas and like, man, we're in like Belgium or wherever, Budapest, Hungary. I love playing there. In Prague and the Czech Republic, so beautiful, and you're jamming. You're like, I bet, this dude in the front row barely even speaks English, but he's smiling and singing along to every single word, and it's just cool what music can do, and the connection, making friends. And we actually had, you guys know the dude, Savademic?
Yeah, we've had him on a couple times, actually.
Sweet. Yeah, he's cool. He opened up for us at the Whiskey A Go-Go years ago in Hollywood, and we just kind of kept in touch, and then he messaged us and talked about going on the road with us. So we actually took him out on tour with us. I think that was in 2016 also. He was our support act.
Awesome.
And, not everybody's open to the rap as much, a lot of the promoters, and, but I just told everybody, I'm like, listen, I said, he's awesome. He's a super nice dude. I mean, if you take Ludacris and Korn and a little bit of Head PE and you put it all in a blender, I'm like, you got Savademic. It's awesome. He's got some of the singy, some of the screamy, some of the flows. So he went on the road with us, and it was cool because it got him in front of a bunch of demographic that he normally doesn't play for, all the metalheads. But then he would bring out some of his diehard, crew and come checking us out. And like, this is awesome to be able to cross promote and to meet new people that might not have, I've heard of HEMLOCK, but I've never seen them. But they came out because Savademic was opening, or vice versa. It was rad. So I think he did like 45 shows with us or something like that all across the United States. It was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's super dope, man. We love him. We had him on earlier this year, I think. He put out a new record. We actually premiered it here like 2 weeks prior, like a new single.
Awesome. I've only heard like 2 or 3 cuts off of it, but it's awesome of what I've heard.
Yeah, he's dope. And yeah, shout out to Jarrett. It seems it's weird. We love Head PE. I love Jarrett, and
sweet.
It seems like a thing that's I'm just now realizing is a common thing. A lot of the people we talk to, like you guys, and we've had like Andrew W. Boss and our homie Will FM. A lot of them, their big tour experiences was with Head PE. Like Head PE likes to like.
I always laugh about it. I'm like, man, HEMLOCK grind's one of the hardest because I keep an ear to the scene nationwide and worldwide just to know. And I'm like, there's only a few bands that actually do as many shows and that work as hard. And I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but we do work really, really hard. And we're out there, we're playing for 30 people one night and 2,000 people the next night, and then 80 people the next night, and 100, and then 500. It's just all over the place. But we're kind of that where we're like, we don't care as long as we're playing music, and we grind, and we do like 100 to 200 shows a year. And I always would say, I was like, man, HEMLOCK, Psycho Stick, I don't know if you're familiar with, those guys grind and tour as crazy. And there's a band named Mobile Death Camp from Toledo, Ohio that grinds and crazy. I said, those are the 3 that I think are tied that do the most shows nationwide, if not international wide. I said, but then Head PE always blows us all out by doing more shows. Those guys probably do 365 shows a year. I have no idea. They just keep going and going and going. And it was cool because I even talked to Jared when we were on the road with him. We used to play with them in Soulfly and Incubus and Snot back in the day when Head PE had the original lineup. We did a bunch of shows.
That's when they were like signed, and they were like a huge.
Yeah, they were huge. We did a bunch of shows with them. It was early 2000, 2001, and then they were signed to Jive Records and stuff, which I think Britney Spears was on the same label. So they had all this money, but they were doing these huge tours. I mean, it was Head PE was on every tour that we wanted to try and be on, but then we would actually get on some of the opening slots, and it was cool. And then somehow 15 years passed, and I mean, they were grinding, we were grinding, and then we just connected again and touched base. We actually were over in Dublin. We were doing our own shows, and I just asked my friend, I'm like, hey, we have the night off. Is there anything going on tonight? He's like, yeah, Head PE's in town. I was like, no way. So we walked from our hostel to the Head PE show, like 2 miles, and it was Alien Ant Farm and Head PE, I think in 2015. And just reconnected with all those dudes again. And their bass player, Kurt, that they got now is a good friend of mine that used to be in another band in Ohio that opened up for us years and years ago named Caligo. And it was just a small world thing. But to see them over in Ireland, it was just a trip. It was funny. And so we swapped information. And then the next year I got a hold of their dude and got a hold of Jared and their drummer, Jeremiah. And we all connected and were able to go on tour with them again. So it was cool. It just kind of picked up like no time had missed at all. And I talked to Jared. I'm like, how do you keep the stamina? And I always joke. I'm like, I cheat with energy drinks. You know, I drink a shit ton of energy drinks. But he's like, you just got to keep your cardio going. And I'm like, you know. So it was cool to tour with them and just have that same chill vibe, but also really hard work ethic, you know, and connecting with the fans. And it was cool to play for their fans in England. You know, there was people that were coming up that were diehard Head PE fans. They're like, I know every single band that's big from the States, but how have I never, ever heard of HEMLOCK after 25 years? Right. And I'm like, I said, it's hard to get into the UK, you know. I said, but luckily our homies in Head PE brought us. I said, so now we're friends, and it's never too late to start, you know. And we just connected really, really good with everybody over in England. It was cool, and mainly because Head PE also has some awesome fans. And now every time we announce tour dates, they're like, come back to London. Come back to Bristol, come back. You know, I'm like, sweet, it's cool.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, Head PE is definitely the kings of tour.
Yeah, they like I said, they've been around forever. It's just cool to see, like, there's a few people, like, just in our short journey doing the show and stuff, and just being a fan of music, that I've seen that, like, tend to be I don't know how to even say it. Like, they're out there helping people. They actually give a shit. And like Jared's one of them. Jared's always bringing new upcoming acts that may not quote unquote deserve a tour or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, they're not big enough yet, but they're talented enough, so he brings them. I'm not saying you guys, but just in general, they're like, these guys are dope. Saying. We're bringing them, and they do that. Like, I hear it a lot. Like, other people's first tours was Head PE, or the first time they did this. It used to be that way back in the day. I remember, you know, back when MTV used to actually play music. Bands would go on tour, and then they would take that next band. When Korn first came out, every single metalhead. What's that? Like they did Family Values, and they had like a whole...
Exactly, yeah. Deftones came out, and we read about them in the Korn liner notes, and then Limp Bizkit was next, and Incubus, and they kind of helped like, almost like, hey man, come on, let me help you out, let me show you the way. And it was cool because you learned about a lot of new fans. And then the Family Values tour was huge, and that had Ice Cube and everybody, and Orgy was on it. It was just a rad tour.
They introduced Stained.
Then, I think with record labels kind of taking a hit and not selling as many albums as they used to, these bigger bands were used to having tour support money that they'd get from the label ahead of time, and then they would pay it back from album sales. But since albums aren't selling, these bigger bands need that chunk of money to get their merch ahead of time or whatever. I don't know. So they started this, not all bands, but it just seemed like the industry in general started doing where you almost have to pay to be on these tours.
Oh yeah.
So these pay to plays, these buy-ons, and that's kind of where I think that a lot of it changed to where these bands don't help bands out just because they're homies or just because they think they're good or they want to give them a shot. You know, even way back in the 80s in the hair metal, Rat took out all these, you know, like Motley Crue and Poison and all these bands. And I'm like, if Rat hadn't have been cool, you might not have ever heard of those other bands, you know, giving them their first shot. And then even with Skid Row, they took out Pantera on their first arena big tour.
Yeah.
And nobody does that anymore. It doesn't seem like. It all goes back to the almighty dollar and the money, and it sucks, you know, that you can't find out about it. So then you have to go back to the internet and dig deeper, and you really get to the underground and the roots, you know. But
absolutely, yeah, it's good. It's just cool to see them do that. Yeah, it's either a buy-on or a big ticket, one of the two. Like, who's the other big ticket person we can add, not who's the next guy up.
And that's what was rad when Jägermeister used to have the band program, because that's how we were able to get on a lot of the big tours. And I was starting to tell you that we came through and we did a big tour with Slayer and Hatebreed, and Jägermeister was the whole reason. They called and they were trying to help out up-and-coming bands, and all in exchange you try to advertise their product while you're out on tour, you know. But it was cool. We played at the Pageant in St. Louis with Slayer, and it was sold out, brim to brim, and huge mosh pits. We played all through New York, Kansas City, up into Minnesota, St. Paul, up that way, just all across the United States. And I'm like, I never would have been able to tour with Slayer, you know, it's just cool that we've had these opportunities, and it boils back to just working hard and not giving up, even when the other dude decided to give up because he wanted to go have a kid or whatever it was, you know, or get a job where he actually could make some money or what, you know. And I'm just like, I don't want to quit. I want to keep touring the world and playing music. So hopefully we'll have some more of that next year, because this year's just been so wacky.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully we get back to normal. I know everybody's, the fans and the artists, we're all missing shows. For sure.
I think everybody's ready. Just
make it safe.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I guess going back to the beginning, where did, I guess, the name? How did, like, you guys are kids, you want to start a band? Why did you guys come up with the name HEMLOCK? How did that come about?
We wanted a name that was easy to remember, and also at that time we were like, all right, you need a band name that has, like, you know, like, you got Metallica, you got Pantera, you got, you know, these one word names. And we were just kind of looking through books and looking through the dictionary and different things, and we saw HEMLOCK, and we're like, oh, that sounds like a cool band name. And it turns out that it was a poison.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, cool, you know, cool. I read more into it, and it was the poison that Socrates was forced to drink because he was too radical of a free thinker. And we're like, all right, HEMLOCK it is. And it just was funny. It stuck, and started making little cassettes and selling them out of our backpacks at high school in the hallway and stuff. And then it just stuck. And then there was a time where, like, I don't know, do we need to change it, mix it up a little bit? And we're like, no, everybody already knows it as HEMLOCK. And so it just stuck and kept rolling with it. But it's an actual poison. And then people tell us over the years more and more stuff, like there's trees and there's a root. And I guess somebody told us there's a Chinese suicide cult, and it's named the HEMLOCK cult in China or something. I don't know. People tell us stuff all the time. So when they ask us about it, I'm like, yeah, it's just a fun-loving heavy metal band from Las Vegas.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. So you mentioned, obviously, you guys started recording stuff, doing cassettes, like in school and stuff like that. One thing I know you guys definitely pride yourself on is, like, merchandising and getting cool stuff out there. Like, what all kinds of cool stuff have you guys come up with over the last?
We've always had fun with it, where we just like having crazy, wacky things, you know, but also ways that we can think of to help fill up the gas tank. Because I never thought about it when I was a kid, but growing up in Vegas, you got nothing but desert every which direction you go when you leave Vegas. So when you tour, you got 5 hours of desert, which means 5 hours of gas tank, with a bunch of dudes piled in a car towing a trailer with equipment or whatever. And then as you get bigger and the bus gets more expensive to fuel and whatever. Because growing, you know, out on the East Coast, I'm like, man, if you're in Connecticut and you actually don't get stuck in traffic, you can get so many big cities so close. Or if you're in New York City, everything's like half hour here, an hour there. Now if traffic's bad and you're in gridlock, it'll take you 5 hours. So we always tried thinking of ways to come up with how to earn extra gas money, because we'd go to Phoenix, and when our name wasn't known, and this is also mid 90s, they're like, oh yeah, you come down to Phoenix, we'll give you $100. Like, cool.
Yeah.
But it cost you $150 in gas to get there and back, you know, or whatever. So you would always try to hustle some shirts and some CDs or some cassettes. And we just started coming up with all these weird, funny ideas, like HEMLOCK cologne and HEMLOCK candles. We've even had purses, antenna balls, lunch boxes, panties. I mean, the classics like hats and visors. And we tried ordering some socks for this last tour when we were over in Europe, and got the order put in. But then when we had to cancel, I was like, damn it, we weren't able to get our socks made. So.
Damn.
But I don't know, whatever, just fun stuff. And we have such a diverse fan base too, that some people like the classic with the skull on the black t-shirt, but then we always try to also have something that's a little more vibrant and bright. So I even did one where I drew a picture of Homer Simpson ripping his shirt open, and it has a big HEMLOCK H on his stomach, and he's yelling the word HEMLOCK, and it's on a bright blue shirt. And people are like, oh, that's dope, I want the blue shirt, or, you know, different colored stuff, just a red shirt. Or we even had, we did a Wendy's logo years ago where we put dreadlocks on Wendy and a braided beard, like a dreadlock beard, and it was on a bright yellow shirt. And not very many metal bands actually sell yellow shirts or blue shirts or whatever, but we always have a few of the black ones, a few of the blue ones, you know, and try and have a variety, because you never know, you know, or somebody might come to the show and be like, hey man, I want that one and that one, because they're both sweet. So just coming up with creative ideas and not really locking it into where we have to have everything be so serious, even though the lyrics and the music and the message, we always try to portray a real positive message. But with the videos, we always are like just goofing around and having a good time, and and with the merchandise, we try to be more lighthearted and fun. Like we did one with Gizmo on it before, and he's in the car and it says "Gangsta of Love."
Oh yeah, we got him up on the screen.
Just crazy stuff,
Dreadlock
but
Care Bear.
yeah, Dreadlock Care Bear. Yeah, I drew that one too. People are like, you drew a Care Bear? I'm like, hell yeah, why not? Put it on all these little girl shirts, and we sold out of all of them in like 2 weeks.
Hell yeah, that shit's dope. I'd buy a little girl shirt if they had fat kids.
Yeah. We had some panties before that said "No Money, No Love" on them because that's one of our songs. They were like, those ones sold out like hotcakes. But it's just cool too, because in that way also, not only do these, we've really connected with the fans to where it's not even necessarily fans as much as everybody at shows are our friends, and we'll go out and take pictures, and they plan their evening and they come out to the show and they buy a ticket, they hang out, and then they even buy a shirt and a CD, or we have little onesies that for babies, and people will buy stuff, and I'm like, it's cool because they know that we don't have a huge machine behind us or a huge label just dumping money into us to blow it up, that we're actually doing all of it ourselves. And people are like, man, if I buy the CD from the band, that's another 3 gallons of gas for their bus or whatever, and it's cool to have that connection and to be, because of course everybody wants to be successful and all of that, but I think it's been able to make us have more friendships out of it than just going in and playing a big arena and then bouncing out and not even meeting anybody,
For sure. It's super, super awesome, man, to hang
and
out
then
with people.
and then they get diehard enough to where they get HEMLOCK tattoos, and every time I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. And there's probably, I want to guess, maybe 400 or 500 people with HEMLOCK tattoos, and that they're down enough to ink it on them for life.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. We have, what do we have, 2? I think we have 2. We have 2 listeners that we know of that have Replicon radio tattoos, and I still don't believe
Sweet.
it's real. Like,
That's awesome. See, you're started.
I still don't believe it's real. I'm like, what do you mean? Why? I mean, it's awesome, but it's like, holy shit.
Down. That means they're down for life, and I love it.
Hell yeah, man.
And it also is, it's cool that you guys connect with them, that people, relate to real things, real people, real topics, and not just listening to some dude in his mansion, that I'm like, no, I'll be the dude to jump out and go hand out flyers at the mall. If that's, whatever we got to do, we're always out hustling and spreading the word. And that I don't know how to drive a bus, but I learned how to drive a big 35-foot bus because we couldn't afford to pay somebody. So I'm like, screw it, I'll just do it. So now I drive our bus 98% of the time everywhere on tour. So people drive by and they see this big black bus and it says HEMLOCK down the side, and they honk and give us the devil horns. And just funny.
Dreadlocks flailing out the window, like, what up, y'all?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe a pair of underwear hanging out the back window drying out. I'm just teasing.
That's awesome, man. So I guess, obviously you've been around for a really long time. You guys have been just out there grinding. So when you and your brother were 15 years old and you're like, all right, we're gonna start a band, did you even dream of like being around this long or doing these crazy tours with Slayer or playing with Slipknot?
I always wanted to, but you never, you're like, oh, that would be so cool if we could, but it's hard to imagine walking out and having 5,000 people, just huge. And the fact that you're backstage and Kerry King's standing there eating a bagel and you're like, hey man, I want to thank you for the tour. He's like, yeah man, I thought you guys kicked ass last night. It's just unreal. And then it was funny because he's like, how'd you guys do up in St. Paul? I'm like, I think we did good. He's all, were people throwing shit at you? And I'm like, no. He's all, you guys did real good. Then he's all, Slayer fans are pretty rowdy. And just stuff like that, And then over the years, not that we're like best friends with them, but it was cool because we got to know Kerry King and his wife. And this is the dude that we were listening to his cassettes in my brother's truck when we were going to high school. And, that you see him on MTV. And after the course of doing a couple tours and getting to know each other, he wound up inviting us over to his house, and it was just unreal. You walk in and you're trying not to totally like freak out and fanboy, and our big old beat up rusty bus pulling in front of his house, and he's like, come on in guys, you want to hear the new Slayer? Like, hell yeah. So just cool stuff like that I wouldn't trade for the world, you know, that I could have done anything else and made more money and been more successful than choosing to be in a metal band. You know, people are like, oh, you just need to play that one hit song or do this cover and it'll blow up big. And I'm like, oh, that's not us. You know, we're the real deal, where we just do what we love to do and grind, and wouldn't trade it for the money, because it's the stories and the friendships that are the gold part, you know?
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. So I'm just trying to, like, I'm thinking of all the, you know, obviously there's a lot of kids out there, and they, you know, I don't know about, I feel like nowadays everybody wants to be a rapper, but at least when I was a kid, everybody started a band. So
yeah,
we're just going to pretend they don't want to be rappers or started a band or whatever it is.
Tell them to mash it up and do both.
There you go. Even
Actually,
better.
you know, even when we were over in Switzerland, there was a band that had two front dudes rapping, and they were selling spray painted cassettes. And it was cool because, you know, a lot of people hate on nu metal just because they associate the one, you always, any genre like that, you have a band that comes out, like Korn came out and Limp Bizkit, and they were the top of that style. And then you have like 8 million other nu metal bands where they all had rappers and all had two front dudes or whatever, and it almost kind of burns out. And I remember even when Poison the Well came out, everybody was trying to do the Poison the Well thing, and it seems like a lot of metal bands now all try to sound like Lamb of God. And it's good to get your influence, but at the same time you got to give a little bit of your own personality, you know, you mix up more than just one style instead of being a copycat band. But now I almost see like this nu metal resurgence, and it's not the 8 million nu metal bands that kind of, you know, I don't know, a lot of people hate on it and think it was cheesy, and I'm like, some of the nu metal stuff, it was so rad. It had so much groove and so much like bounce, and Korn, of course, still outlasted all of them because they had more, they were kind of the originators and the pioneers of that, with the Adidas like, and the hunching and
well, like Linkin Park and stuff was kind of like the second wave of that. That was
yeah, and they were a little more commercial version of it, but still they blew up so huge and outsold everybody on album sales, and now I'm seeing that a little bit more, where it is kind of bringing back that rap meets metal vibe, and I love it. You know, it's cool. Yeah. To where even over, like I was saying, in Switzerland, and then we were out in the East Coast, and there was some bands where they had like the one guy. Oh, and in France there was a band, they did a couple of covers of Rage Against the Machine, and I'm like, I think there's kind of a comeback around. So you got to get these dudes that are doing the rap and get the band to back it, where it's just, it'd be cool. Yeah. Hard and heavy. Remember when Onyx and Biohazard did that one?
Yeah. Well, that's like, I was gonna say, it's becoming like a new thing. Like what was it? Like a month or two ago, I Prevail did a track with Joyner Lucas. So it's like
rad.
Metal with Joyner Lucas, and it's like, what? And it's
but
it's awesome. Like
yeah, that's a trip.
But that's how people. I mean,
cool.
that's people. You know what I mean? Like even in pop music, like Halsey, you know, she sang about.
I love Halsey. Yeah, she's rad.
Raised on Biggie and Nirvana, like that's the generation. We don't pick sides anymore. It's like we just like it all. It's all dope.
Yeah, I love it. As far as anybody young coming up, the whole thing's just never give up and try to, you know, have integrity in your music and believe in it and just keep going, because more and more I see it. I even have a song that we're working on a couple of new albums for during this downtime, and got a new song where it's talking about that it shouldn't be a contest. And you know, there's bands they do even reviews where they come out and they just start talking bad about the 14-year-old kid band. Oh, these guys are trash, or oh, these guys are this. And I'm like, it's all art. It's not supposed to be a contest. You know, if you can't flow as fast as the last guy, or you don't have as many cool beats or whatever, or if you can't shred guitar as fast as the other guy, like, it's not a contest. Just get out there and play from your heart, you know, and really, really believe in yourself and just do it. And just, so I guess that would be my advice to anybody young that's trying, is just go for it and don't give up. You know, 27 years of HEMLOCK, and I still smile and feel like a kid every day. I'm like, let's just go rock and roll. Come on, man.
For sure. Well, yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what, you know, but it's, I was gonna say, like, so as kids started a band, you know, being in high school, being young, was there like a moment or like a you know, something in time that you remember when you and your brother were like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we got to do it. Like, we got to do this, we got to do that? Like, was there
From
ever a situation that you were
from
just
the
like,
very get-go, I was always the one that was like, man, if we get paid $50, we're not going to go buy beer and throw a party at the jam space. We're going to take that $50 and go buy another batch of stickers, and then that way we could promote more. Like, I've always, even since I was a kid, I've always just been focused on trying to build off of what we have. And it's funny because it's consumed so much of my life. You know, I'm 42 now, so it's just funny because more than half my life I'm just like grinding in music and playing and networking, and from the very beginning I've always just been driven. You know, I knew when I was 15 that I wanted to be able to travel the world. I had some possibilities to even go full scholarship colleges doing art, because my teacher in school was like, you could go to any college you want for free. And even back then I remember kind of just being a smart ass, even though I knew. But I was like, well, I don't want to go to college. I just want to rock and roll. And I'll still be able to do art because I could design the T-shirts and the album artwork and be involved with the merchandise. But I just want to travel and I want to meet people and play music. And then, you know, just over the years, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And it's funny because my wife was telling me about it just a few months back. She's like, I don't think anybody when they're 15 is still doing, you know, what, and 27 years later that they made up their mind that that's what they wanted to do, and they're still doing it, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. That's a rare thing. Like, that's why I was asking, because a lot of people, you know what I mean, especially with music, a lot of people just do it for fun, or it's a part-time, like, I enjoy it, but I have to do whatever terrible job they have to do to get by.
Yeah,
but
they'll bust an album out and then kind of call it good, or something else gets in the way, or, you know, and it's a bummer to see because there's so much cool music and so much cool art out there that never gets to see the light of day that I think it deserves, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's hard, and I know it's super competitive even in the rap world, you know, that it goes back to always trying to show the flashy side and doing all that, but then when you see the band, I went to the tour, actually I met up with Sevademic in Vegas when Scum and all those guys came through.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool because this is like the underground rap that you don't really get to see, because a lot of the time you really have to dig deeper, and that's kind of with metal bands. You really get to know the ones that are willing to put in the hard work and that really connect with the fans, instead of just the ones that are like signed to Geffen Records and before you know it they're on tour with Metallica, and they kind of lose connection with why they really started in the first place. You know, if you got a message and you have the heart behind your music or your art or whatever it is, you can tell the difference between who's real and who's just doing it to try and get some ass or whatever, you know.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of people have that. A lot of the people, at least we've talked to, there's like, you know, I mean, some of them have like that moment or that realization or the okay, this is my last chance. You know what I mean? So I guess there's
been a few times where it's gotten close to where we almost signed a record deal with this and this and that or whatever. You know, we almost signed to Roadrunner Records in 2001, and that would have been the perfect record label for us because they were hot right then. They had Hatebreed and Typo Negative and Cold Chamber and Machine Head, Sepultura, Biohazard, all these bands that like we were doing shows with. And we even did some shows with System of a Down before they got signed. And we were almost signed with Roadrunner Records. We were in the studio. We were out in Malibu recording. And then that's when 9/11 went down. And then all of a sudden, every single record label was like, we don't want anybody that has any aggressive lyrics. And we have Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like and all these songs. And they're like, nope. So then that's when Roadrunner started signing a lot more bands, Nickelback style, even though Nickelback was already on there. But they had Slipknot, but then Slipknot was already established. And they had Nickelback, but then they started signing more like, I think, not Theory of a Dead Man, but 10 Years and I don't know, all kinds of bands that were more radio, and nothing against them, but I just was like, Roadrunner to me was always that Fear Factory and all those good heavy bands, you know, and they kind of shifted gears and they didn't want to sign us because we had aggressive lyrics, even though Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like is talking about not prejudging people by the way they look, that you know, you might have some big biker dude that will help the old lady cross the street or carry her groceries to her car. But then you might have some old lady that poisons her husband in his sleep and she's the killer. Like the whole lyrics is just talking about not prejudging people. But they didn't want to
look at lyrics.
You know. So we've always had these cool close calls and this and that, you know, but we still just keep fighting the good fight. And then when you do score a tour, you know, with Sepultura or Slayer, or we went out on tour with the band Obituary for 2 months, but those are like the big ones, you know. We're like, cool, this is awesome. And went out on tour with Devil Driver across the United States and actually played at the Foo Bar in St. Louis, and that place was about 120 degrees in there that night. But
yeah. Good old Foo Bar.
traveling and playing all over the place. But
that's awesome. So I guess I was gonna say, was there like I mean, maybe you answered it, but maybe not. So all these years, you know, especially I guess when you were kids, like starting out as kids, it's a different thing. Like you're still in high school, you know, you're doing your thing. Was there like obviously it's something you wanted to do, but was there a moment when you're like, all right, I think we did it, or we can do this? Like, I don't have to figure out what like option B is. We're just here. We did it. We finally made it. Whether you did or didn't, was there a moment?
Yeah, I think there was always kind of like smaller steps of that, of what you're asking, to where, you know, there was a theater in Las Vegas that was called the Huntridge Theater, and it's still there, but it's been sitting vacant and empty for years now. And that was where we saw Pantera on the Vulgar Display of Power tour, and that was where we saw Sepultura on the Chaos AD tour, and everybody's played their Red Hot Chili Peppers, Smashing Pumpkins. That's where Biohazard. And when we finally got to play there, that was like a huge deal, because we had always played talent shows in the Elks Lodge and this, you know, and we finally got to play the Huntridge. So that's where, like, you know, it's like 1,000-seater or 1,200-seater or something like that, an old theater. And we got to play there and open up for some big bands, and got to open up for Suicidal Tendencies. We're like, all right. So those were kind of like starting steps of like, this is awesome. We need to do this full time. We need to really focus on that. And then when we got the headline and we were actually selling out the Huntridge Theater ourselves, that was a rad moment, because you're the main act and everybody, they're not all there to go see somebody else, and you just happen to be opening the show. But when we were headlining and you have 1,000 people screaming all the words and doing the Wall of Death and moshing from corner to corner, and then when we headlined the House of Blues in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay, that was a huge point too, because it was not really any local bands that actually could headline the House of Blues and draw that big enough of a crowd. So when we were able to pack the place and be the headliner and do it, and that was actually that same time when people from Roadrunner were flying out and checking out the shows and kind of like scouting us and eyeballing and all that. And then I remember there was one time we were down in Phoenix and we were starting to kind of get our name known down there, and we were going through the drive-thru at like Jack in the Box or something after the show, and it was like 2 a.m. And I remember the dude working the window was like, just pull up to get the order, and like, oh, no way, what's up? Hemlock's in the drive-thru. And it made me feel good, because I'm like, man, we're like 5 hours from Vegas, and this guy just recognized us in the drive-thru, you know. Stuff like that. It's all just kind of like almost like baby steps along the way, little building blocks to where when you do get it, and then when you get the call, they're like, hey, you guys want to tour with Slayer? That was a huge deal, because that's like the pinnacle of all. I mean, Slayer or Metallica, I don't think that any for a kid in the 80s and the 90s, I don't think it gets much bigger than that, you know. And we've gotten to open up for Megadeth, and we never got to open up for Metallica yet. And I say yet because I'm hoping there's still a day. And never opened up for Iron Maiden, but almost anybody else you could name. It's just crazy, the list of people that we've toured with or opened for or played with. I mean, we even got to open for Motorhead before Lemmy passed, and we opened up for Anthrax and Type O Negative, and Suicide Silence actually opened for us before they had a record deal. I mean, just weird, crazy, small world things, you know, where you're like, no way, what a small world when it comes down to the metal music or to just the music scene in general, you know, that
For sure.
Suicide Silence blew up and became one of the biggest deathcore bands there are, you know. And then unfortunately Mitch passed away, and it's just crazy to realize and look at all the time that's passed. Or, you know, that I met Slipknot in Las Vegas when they were out there doing their showcase show before they had a record deal, and I just met this dude in the elevator, and I was handing out HEMLOCK flyers, and this dude was handing out Slipknot stickers and flyers, and it wound up being Paul, the bass player. And I wanted to talk to Ross Robinson. I think that was his name. So Paul walked me upstairs and introduced me to their producer and whatever. And turns out Ross didn't like HEMLOCK because it wasn't extreme enough or whatever. But it was still cool that Paul was rad. And then 4 years later, whatever it was, we got to open up for him in San Diego for Slipknot. And they were huge by this point.
Did he remember you from
Slipknot
the elevator?
Fear Factory. And walked backstage, and I talked to Paul for a second. I'm like, I don't know if you remember me or not. He's like, yeah, from the elevator in Las Vegas. No way. What's up, bro? And treated me like a homie. And he's in one of the biggest metal bands there are. And it's just cool to have that connection. And when people actually stay grounded, the guys in Lamb of God, we've toured with them a few different times here and there. And they're some of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet.
That's so dope, man.
It's just funny, all the stories. I mean, I could sit here and I ramble and I drink too many energy drinks, so I apologize if
I'm not mad. I love it. I love the stories, man.
It's just
That's
crazy.
cool.
I start thinking about it and telling stories. I'm like, damn, I have done it a long time and have a lot of weird random things,
That's awesome. That's listening to stories like that is my favorite part of doing this.
Yeah, we enjoy,
Right on.
We enjoy when you guys take off and tell stories.
Yeah, that's the real shit.
That's cool. I'm stoked and appreciate it. And
We're probably
hopefully we can meet up in person. You guys can host a big Replicon radio revival show once people are allowed to actually have shows again.
Absolutely, man. Fuck yeah.
We would definitely be there for sure.
Amen.
HEMLOCK and Sevademic with Metallica headlining. There you go.
I don't know if we can
That's the
pull
goal.
the Metallica card, but
We can sure try.
I mean, if you can get some sponsors, maybe we can.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to fund it, I'm all about it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
That'd be hard though. I feel like Slayer might even be easier than Metallica at this point.
You're right.
There's the rumor about Slayer, maybe doing it again, or how like when Motley Crue or Kiss retires and they come back their retirement tours.
Yeah.
But I know Kerry King decent enough, and I don't think that they would ever. I guess I can't say for them, but they swear that they're never going to do a reunion tour again for Slayer. But the rumor is
Just a reunion show.
And that's kind of what I wondered. I wondered if maybe they would do a residency, because everybody in Vegas does the residencies because it's different than touring.
Yeah.
But I think Tom, their singer, just kind of wanted to actually do the family thing, I'm pretty sure. But Kerry wants to still do music. I know that for sure. So he was talking about jamming with a few other dudes and doing this and that. So there'll be some kind of other version of it with Kerry King on guitar. But I heard a rumor just like a week ago that they might get Phil Anselmo from Pantera to sing. Like, that'd be pretty sweet, even though it won't be Slayer because it's Phil singing. But he's always been a huge inspiration as far as vocalists and frontmen go. When Pantera was at their prime, they were just killing it everywhere around the world.
And he does a lot of projects now. Like he's one of the few vocalists that treats his vocals as instrument. Like, what I mean?
Yeah,
a guitar player
that's
will
true.
play on a bunch of stuff and nobody cares, but singers don't do that. But he's done Down and obviously Pantera.
Yeah, Down has got more of that southern New Orleans blues metal vibe, kind of like dark and swamp metal. And then Pantera, of course, just being extreme. And then what's the other band? He had not Scrape, but it's
there was a few I couldn't remember. I keep thinking of Hell Yeah, but that's not him. That's
no, yeah, Hell Yeah was Vinny playing drums.
But then he does Phil and Bill. Have you heard Phil and Bill or Bill and Phil?
I haven't heard that one. No,
it's Phil Anselmo and Bill Mosley.
Rad.
Like, you know who Bill
I'll have
Mosley
to check
is?
it out. And I know Phil has a couple death metal bands. I can't think of the name right now. Scourge or something like that. But it's just straight grind and death metal. And there was even one where he was playing guitar in, and that's cool.
Maybe you can link up with the guys and you could do like a collabo band. You could be like Slaylock or something.
Slaylock. I love it. I'm down.
There you go. Super Joint Ritual. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah,
Forgot
Super
about
Joint.
that.
That's
Thank
the other
you,
one,
chat
too.
room.
I couldn't think of it. Yeah, he's definitely a busy guy. So, and I had met the other guys in Pantera over the years, but I had never met Phil. And we're really good friends with the band Ministry. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but we played with them in all across the United States, too, a couple different tours. And they were on that Farewell Slayer tour. So we went out to go see them in Omaha, and I was like, man, I've never met Phil before. And I've met a lot of dudes, but it always is a bummer when you meet somebody that you really, really like, and then they're not quite as cool as you hoped they would be.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might catch them on a bad day. They might have gotten in a fight with their old lady back home on the phone or whatever, I mean, but I was like, oh man, I want to meet Phil because he's always been an inspiration as far as frontman go. He knew how to like captivate the crowd, and he would just really like put on a show and entertain and just have cool melodies and just everything all together. Like, I want to meet him, but I hope that he's as nice, So when we get there, our friend Al from Ministry and his girlfriend Liz, they're like, oh, cool, we want to introduce you to Phil because he's super chill and really friendly like you are. And I was like, awesome. So they introduced us and got to hang out and meet Phil. And right away, Phil and his wife were just backstage and catering, talking about vegetables, and gave us a big hug and talking about metal bands. And it was just cool and it made me love Pantera even more. Just the fact that he was going out of his way. He would go to the side and talk to fans and give them hugs or high fives or whatever. I'm like, that's why people always loved Pantera so much, was because they always felt welcome. It was always like a big party, and Dimebag, of course, I never actually got to meet Dime, but I met the other guys, and I heard he was one of the most genuine, nicest dudes ever, and would give kids guitars all the time just so that way they would pick up an instrument and start a band, and get people doing shots with him and treating them like they've been friends for a lifetime. And I'm like, that's what music is supposed to be about. It's not a contest. It's supposed to be about friends, and it's supposed to be about celebrating life and partying and having a good time,
That's for everybody listening right now. You just blew right past it, but it's so ridiculous amazing. You were telling a story about how you met Phil Anselmo, and you just briefly said, me and my buddy Al,
all right,
Al fucking Jurgensen from Ministry, like me and my pal Al, like nonchalantly, like what, like.
I love Al. We toured with him a few different times, and the first time he was having some health issues. He had a bunch of ulcers. I don't know if I think he talked about it in his book. But right. He had a bunch of ulcers, and the first time we toured with him, he's like, man, it was the retirement tour for Ministry, and it was Ministry, Meshuggah, and Hemlock for like 45 shows, and every day I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. But he just wasn't feeling good. He said he would wake up just feeling like shit, and he was like pissing blood and just always puking blood, and he thought he was dying, and he didn't know what was wrong, so then he would drink more, and he just was in a really, really bad spot. And I love Ministry, and he was nice to us, but we didn't really get to know each other that much because he was just bad on health. And I was like, this is a bummer to see, because he's one of those dudes that loves music also. And then it was his ex-wife. They got a weird, crazy divorce, and I was like, oh man, Al's gonna like fall off, and it's just a bummer because he's a good dude, and I really always have loved his music and his push for different experimenting, So I hit him up when we were in LA. I was like, hey, is it cool if we swing by, say hi? We had done a few more shows together. And he's all, Chad, every single time that you come around, shit just works good, and you're always happy, and I love when you're around. Come around whenever you want, So we went over, and his girl right now, Liz, is such a sweetheart and so good for him. And I went over there, and he's riding his stationary bicycle, and he's so healthy and good. I was like, Al, I think you're a vampire. You're like anti-aging. You're like younger and healthier and more alive and vibrant than you were 10 years ago. I said, this is great. It was like a second chance. And he said that was why they did that album where it was Relapse, because he was basically felt like he got another chance, and he did the Buck Satan and all the albums. And so we go over and we hang out, and he's like, Chad, I just love you. You remind me of myself when I was a kid, and just without all the crazy drugs and all that shit, and he's just funny. So we go to the swap meet together and stuff, and he's like, let's go find some taxidermied stuff so we can spray paint it later when we get back home. And it's just so funny and rad hanging out with him. We just start laughing and painting things. So he bought some trees, and I painted swirls on the buckets, and then I don't know, it's just cool. Like, we have a lot of the same artistic vibes and just being able to create and stuff. And so he's like, anytime you want to come over, I'm talking about, let's do it. Let's do arts and crafts. I said, man, we need to make a show. We need to do like a Netflix show called Arts and Crafts with Uncle Al. That would be so awesome. So awesome, because he has all these goat skulls that he orders off the internet, and then he paints them all and like does them all like yellow with polka dots and stuff. And I love all that kind of just crazy, weird, quirky stuff. And I said, if we made these, I bet you could sell every single one of these and put like little ministry medallions and little hemlock things on them and sell them online. So I'm telling you, Chad, we need to do this. I'm serious. He's all, if you and your wife want to come stay with me for like 2 months, let's do it. Let's just paint everything, and it'll be so cool. So it's just rad. He always is a hoot. I love him. So then when we were out in Omaha and they were getting ready to go on stage, we were just on the bus and he was laughing and just having a good time. And my wife had ordered one of those dresses off the internet that has my face all over it. Have you seen those with the...
Oh, yeah.
She ordered one with my face all over it, and she wore it to that show, and Al was just dying laughing. And he's like, man, I should wear that on stage. I should wear that Chad dress on stage. And we all were laughing, and he was serious about it. I was like, no way. And my wife's like, yeah, I'm down. I'll switch clothes. So he would wear this Chad dress out on stage. He's like, that's time for me to go. I better not. But I said, oh, man, I want to. All right, next time. And he ran out on stage and started singing. It was just so funny and random and acting like high school kids goofing around, you know. But good old Uncle Al, he is a good friend of mine. Always never enough time when we're together because we just start laughing and painting and doing projects. And then before you know it, we're like, all right, I gotta go back to Vegas or gotta go back to Iowa or wherever we're heading, or he's going on a different tour. But it's always a fun time.
That's so awesome, man. That's shit like that. Like people out there, like that's why I had you just nonchalantly like, yeah, me and my friend Al. I'm like, no, people, like,
yeah, Al Jorgensen's rad.
Like that's so,
and he's been and done and just everything. He's like, yeah, I was in a band with Johnny Depp and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. I'm like, what? No way. He's all, and then Johnny Depp was getting mad at us for doing too much drugs. I don't know.
That shit's wild, man.
Oh, it's just a hoot, and I laugh the whole time, and we just have a good time. So I hope we get to see him again, you know, but who knows right now. But sure. Yeah, we've toured with those guys a few times, and there was another thing that his crew started doing when we were on tour with them, because I always like to try and get the crowd involved. I'm like, everybody jump, everybody come on, let's go. And they started counting how many times I said everybody, and they thought it was funny. But then I caught wind of it, so they started taking a shot upstairs in the dressing room every time I said everybody. So then I was like, oh, if they're going to do it like that, I'm going to go crazy. So it was when we were actually up in Minneapolis at Mill City. And I was like, everybody, jump, you know, and like saying it over and over again just to try and get them all lit before their show, messing with them. But it was funny.
That's hilarious, man. That's incredible, man. See, stuff like that, that's like you were saying earlier, you know what I mean? People doing the things, you know, not because of the money. Like that's life experience at its best. Like, at its finest.
Yeah. And we were over at their house, I think, what was it, in January. We went out to California to the NAMM convention, and Al and his girl invited us over to their house. Like, how far away are you, Hemlockers? And we're like, that's just me and my wife, but we're only like 20 minutes away. They're like, come over, we want you to record some vocals with us. I'm like, we're on our way. So we jammed over there, and I'm on the new album screaming in the background actually too. And I'm like, I never thought when I was in high school and you see that kid wearing the Filth Pig shirt or whatever, you know, that I would have been on a Ministry album. And
that's crazy.
We went over there and recorded some vocals where I'm yelling in the background, let's get ready to die, everybody, you know.
It's
just
dope.
funny. It's cool.
Shit like that's awesome, man. That's just from being out there and being you, and obviously, like he even said, I just met you, but I can agree with him. Like your positivity is like contagious. You know what I mean? Like
I appreciate it. That's a good thing to be contagious, right?
Absolutely. It's way better than a virus. Way better than fucking whatever else is going on.
Yeah, no, I try to, even more so in the last 10, 15 years, I've tried really, really pushing positivity because there's so much negative stuff out in the world. And we have our song called No Time for Sorrow, and it just talks about there's no reason to always go around being pissed off and dwelling, you know, in the dark, you know. I mean, I always like some good dark music or some dark songs, but at the end of the day, you still need to be able to be happy and live your life. And so all of our lyrics are always just super positive and driven. And then it's cool because you see people smiling while headbanging frantically. And I'm like, and people tell us, they're like, you guys are on stage and you're the only band that like smiles and makes jokes without being like, you know, because there's some bands that's their shtick. They go out and goof around, or like that band Oakley Dokley, they all dress up like Ned Flanders, and it's awesome. but our music, we actually write positive lyrics that actually mean something to us. But then when we're up there, we're just like kids, just goofing and having fun and actually rocking and rolling, you know. But I appreciate the compliment though, because there is so much negativity out there in the world, and it's very disheartening. But
For sure.
that's why music, you got to just keep pushing and pushing and making people smile, even one day at a time, you know, one smile at a time.
Absolutely. And that's cool on stage too. A lot of bands, you know what I mean? A lot of people make serious music because it's, you know, it's an emotion. You're releasing emotions or your thoughts, and you know, it's therapy. But at the same time, on stage, it's about having fun and you know, having a good time. And a lot of people may take themselves too seriously. Even if their music's serious, it doesn't mean they have to be serious.
Yeah. Everybody's human, and everybody, you know. And the other thing that we've kind of been able to connect with the fans on a more personal level, that we book our tours. I book our tours to where I hammer them out, and we do like 19 shows in a row and then one day off, and then like 27 shows in a row and then one day off. So you're talking like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I'm like, it's hard to get people to go out on a Tuesday night. You know, it's the middle of the week. They got to work, or at least a year ago when life was kind of normal. You know, they plan, and they you know, or maybe they even come home from work and they eat early and they take a shower and take a nap because they know they're going to be out till midnight, and they got to work early the next morning, or they drink an extra energy drink because they really want to see you. And it's cool that people plan and it might only be the only time they go out that month. And I'm like, it's really cool that they plan to spend time with you instead of all the other millions of things they could have went to do. And so we're like, we might as well give them a show, whether there's 20 or 200 or 2,000 or 20,000. We're going to rock as hard as we can every single night and just have fun and let them enjoy their night out, because not everybody gets to, you know, go out and have that release and get to travel the world and see places. But I definitely am addicted to travel. I get stir crazy. I want to just go. I want to go see this. I want to go do that, you know. It's been a cool avenue to be able to do by playing music and getting to see the world at the same time. I haven't been to Australia yet. It's on the list. I really, really want to go to Australia. But we toured through Japan. We've toured all through Europe 5 or 6 different times, all through Canada, United States, probably 100 different tours over the years. But
that's crazy.
It's a fun time. So I'd highly recommend it, especially now that we've got nothing but downtime. Everybody start working on your lyrics, working on your melodies, working on your guitar parts, your rap parts, your screams, your death metal, whatever. Work on it, start doing it, and when it's time to tour, let's all rock.
Let's all go. We're all going together.
Yep.
Everybody stays home now. We're all going to leave home together.
Yeah, we get to play with Gojira last year, which is rad. Those guys from France. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of Gojira before.
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
Super heavy, really cool dudes that they were on tour with Slipknot, and Slipknot had the night off, so Gojira booked a show at the House of Blues in Las Vegas, and they wanted a really good local Vegas band. And even though we were on our own tour and we weren't there, they House of Blues like, oh yeah, we need to get HEMLOCK. So the guys in Gojira like, oh yeah, let's do it. So they kind of picked us out, but also because we were known as the metal Vegas band, you know, and so opened up for them, and then went backstage and talked to them and told them thanks, you know, for the opportunity. And they were super cool, just chill guys, and it was rad to meet another. They're not up and coming because they're already pretty established, but still, compared to like Slipknot, you know, all of us are up and coming compared to those guys.
Right.
Even after 27 years, we're still up and coming compared to Slipknot. Those guys are so huge. But every time I've met Corey, he's so down to earth and so cool. Standing on the side of the stage, bobbing his head, watching you know. And awesome. Jim, the guitar player, was down between the barricades taking photos of us because he wanted to test out his new camera. And I'm like, this is a trip. This is weird, but awesome. And then Sid, the DJ guy, is totally cool. Been to his place out in California and just shooting the shit and hanging out like normal dudes, because at the end of the day, that's all we all are, is just normal people. And some of the guys had more success with music and art, you know, than some of us. But then there's also some of those kids that never get the chance. So I try to help out and do whatever I can to help spread the word and you know, when we go out on our tours, we always get a good local band or two from the area to open up for us, because it helps them and it helps us. You know, they're out hustling and flyering because we're not there to do the flyers. And then our friends in Flagstaff, like, they're working really hard and helping promote. So we're like, all right, cool, come to Albuquerque with us, you know, or whatever, and I'll give them a couple shows or whatever I can to help where I can. But nowadays, a lot of the promoters are also kind of strict and limiting on who's going to play where or what, you know, because I don't know. There's certain towns where it's cool and we could bring people. Like when we brought Sevademic, there was almost all the places we went, they've worked with us enough that they were cool with it. But a few of the towns I had to convince them. I'm like, this guy, I said, he's an entertainer and he's going to bring an awesome show and he's going to help bring extra people that we wouldn't normally, you know, even if it is 50 extra people, it's 50 people that might not have came or, you know, whatever. So it's cool to just try and help out where you can, when you can, you know.
For sure, that's the way to do it. You're gonna have to do your if you want to get to the Slipknot level, you have to do your little melodic side project.
Yeah, Stone Sour, it's huge too.
Yeah. So we gotta wait for your.
I'm impressed that Corey can actually scream and sing as good as he does.
He sings so well.
I know, it's amazing, because people ask me, they're like, how do you even talk after you do a whole show like that screaming? I'm like, I don't know. I probably vocal cords the size of my thumb. I don't know. I've been screaming since I was 15, but I don't do well with the clean singing. So I always have our other guitar player do the clean vocals, and then I do all the screams.
Well, see, that's what you need to be practicing during your quarantine is your clean vocals, so we can get the
la 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 la.
There you go. Look for that Chadlock solo.
Chadlock, yeah. Yeah. But Corey can just flip back and forth between singing and screaming, and then he does those fast, angry raps, and I'm like, man, he's a talented dude.
For sure. So you guys have what? Since 1993, you put out 12 albums. Is that right?
Sounds about right. I think we have 10 or 11 studio albums and one live one. So yeah, somewhere right around in there.
Records. And then you recently announced on your website, after the unfortunate cancellation of the European tour that we talked about earlier, you have 18 new songs locked and loaded for a new record.
I love it. I appreciate you doing your research and reading it, because I forgot we had posted that. It's been so many months ago, but we actually have 19 songs right now.
Yeah.
And I've been tracking the vocals the last few weeks, but it's weird because we're not able to go to studios. So I actually had to order a bunch of gear, and I'm tracking all the vocals as much as I can, and they're turning out great. But I had to have our other old guitar player like coach me through and like how to get the clean tracks, and then I email him all the stuff because he's a studio genius, and then he actually does the mixing and mastering. And for now, because I'm not a studio guru, but
yet
it's just rad to keep moving forward, you know, amongst all these crazy times. And I had written a bunch of these songs actually last November, December, January, and all of our words are always kind of like not one-sided. They're the kind that you want to like think, you know, makes you think, oh yeah, maybe I should check it, you know, but real positive. And some of these lyrics, I'm like, oh, it sounds like I wrote them last week during all this crazy stuff. Like one of our songs, I say, I'm offended that you get offended so easily. And I wrote that last year. And I'm like, this is the perfect song for right now.
Yeah. It's weird. I've gone back and listened to this, like, I'll just be listening to some. Oddly enough, I was listening to like Crazy Bone from 1999 the other day.
Yeah.
But like half the shit he was saying was like, I felt like he was talking about this week. Like,
It's
he was
prophetic,
talking about end
yeah.
times and fucking all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
on our album from 2016, we have a song called Living in Fear, and it talks about how the media distorts and contorts everything. And it just, I'm like, man, that was an anthem written 4 years too early.
It's got to do the remix now.
Yeah, Living in Fear. It's a good one though, but it's also not necessarily like taking sides. It's just talking about make sure you pay attention. And I did a design that says question authority, where it talks, you know, because it never hurts to ask questions, you know, and there's so many sides to every story, and just crazy to even think you might trust this dude, and then you hear the exact opposite, and you're like, well, now which side, you know? It's just crazy. But I did this artwork where it's a big question mark with the skull at the bottom, the little Hemlock H, And I was like, question authority. It's a saying that's been around for years and years and years. And I drew it last December, and I was going to put it it's on the back of our new t-shirt, actually. And I typed it in. This is another funny, small, all the way around the, universe, but typed it in. Question authority. Where did this saying start? Where did it come from? And it said, there's no proof of where it came from, but there's early stories that Socrates was one of the ones that started question authority. I was like, no way! Socrates is the one that was killed with hemlock poison.
Right?
It's pretty funny.
That's crazy.
All the way around.
It was all meant to be, man.
It is.
It was all
the universe and the planets aligned just for these crazy days.
Nuts.
I don't know. I feel bad because I'm always super happy, optimistic, positive. Try to always, give people hugs and high fives and really encourage people to believe in themselves, because it's just, life is crazy. And now I just see so many friends just fighting and tearing back and forth that I'm just like, there's no answers to any of it other than just smile and keep trying to put out as much positivity out there to counteract it as you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we need it for real. We need it's harder and harder to do, and we need it more than ever. Positivity. So I'm trying to oversaturate. So who knows? Maybe we'll write another 2 or 3 positive songs just so we have that much more going out there. But yeah, we're on 19 songs right now, and they're kicking ass and having fun. That's awesome. So sometime, are you guys, is the plan for sometime this year or next year? Or
yeah,
just as soon
I
as
would
we're
like
allowed
to try and get it. It's hard to know because I don't know if any record labels are even signing anything right now, or if we're going to put it out as a self-release, because there's no real answers out of anywhere. So with quarantine and COVID and round 2 and whatever, all of it, and with no tour to back it up, so I don't know if it's going to be an internet release or if we're just going to press some and sell them through mail order, or I don't know. But I would, in the back of my mind originally when we started, because we've been writing off and on for the last year and a half, and I was like, it'd be cool to at least have done and out by Halloween. But it's not set in stone, because if one of the labels actually shows interest, it could be sooner, it could be later. Yeah. If nobody shows interest except for the fans, we're always anxious to put stuff out. It might come out sooner, but still just kind of chipping away at it, because we're not able to go into a studio and do it all in like 2 weeks and be like, all right, we're done with the recording. Now it'll take 2 weeks to mix it and then we'll be done. Like right now we're doing parts and pieces and emailing back and forth, and it's just a really, really weird way that we normally don't record. Yeah. But we also, going back to, we don't want to quit just because the rest of the world is put on pause. We want to keep trying to push the Hemlock out there into the universe. Absolutely. Well, either way, it's something for everyone to look forward to, whether sooner or later. I appreciate it. It's coming. It's coming, everyone. Yeah, vocals are laying down. And right now, like my brother, he's the drummer. So right now, we don't even have all the real drums recorded. That's kind of what we're waiting for, is to get the green light when we can go into a studio and actually track. I think I've got 4 more that I need to do vocals on. And then we have to do all the drums on all the songs. Like right now, it's weird because I could do the microphone at home into the, all the different laptop stuff and things and emails and, but to set up a drum set and mic it all and do all that's a whole nother playing level, and studios are just all weird and on lockdown right now. So, and then we also don't have shows to generate money to pay for our own albums. So can't pay for studio time if we can't generate money. So and then you spent all the money on the European tour that got canceled, and now you don't have any of that money. Yeah, and then they won't even refund us our money for our airline tickets. So who knows? So hopefully that means more new merch coming soon. Stay tuned. Yeah, exactly. Some fun we need some more Hemlock cologne. There you go. That's we even had some Nerf footballs before that had a pig head on it, and we called them Hemlock Nerf footballs or whatever, and sold a ton of those. People were chucking them at shows, and that's awesome. I don't know, we've had all kinds of random stuff. That's the shit. I'm not even gonna lie, we try to do the same thing, man, like as much as we can. And as soon as you said cologne, I'm like, how the fuck did we get, where did we get that? How did we get Replicon cologne? How did we do that? I want Replicon cologne and Replicon fucking candles and shit. Yeah, I think the coolest merchandise I ever seen, I mean, of course, ICP always has the whole wall of just merch, and it's amazing with all the jerseys and chains and all that. Yeah. But when Snoop DeVille announced the coupe, the coupe Snoop DeVille or whatever it was, I was like, he has a car? Right. I was like, that's pretty pimp. That's awesome right there.
Yeah,
It was
there's
a
been
Cadillac
some shit.
Snoop DeVille. That's what it was.
Yep.
Cadillac Snoop DeVille.
Yep.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That was it.
I just gotta figure out how to get Replicon cologne now. A little dino shaped bottle. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
there's,
awesome.
there's been some dope. I love merch, man. Like Kiss. I don't even like Kiss, but like Kiss coffee.
Oh yeah. Kiss, of course,
They
is
got
the
some
kings
crazy
of it
shit.
all.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you. I got like one more question for you that we asked all of our guests, but I had some in the chat room that I didn't want to miss. If anybody has a question, let me know. But our homeboy Josh, Montana Josh, he asked earlier, man. He's been hanging out with us all night. I guess he's a big fan of the music videos, and he wanted to know how you guys come up with the ideas and stuff for your music videos.
Usually on a long bus ride of boredom, we just start goofing around and coming up with ideas.
Just riffing.
Yeah, we're just kids at heart, and so many videos of metal bands, and nothing against them because I realize people are limited on their budgets, but I always like to try and be a little more creative. But so many metal bands just go into a dusty warehouse, set up a couple of lights, and film themselves playing. And I'm like, so if it's a good song, you might watch that video once, maybe twice, but the video, there's not much to it,
Yeah.
So we always just try coming up with real wacky, crazy videos to where people have fun watching it, even though it might not have anything to do with the lyrics. But if it's a funny video, they'll rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it, So like, we have a song called Mouth of the Swine, and on the chorus, we all sang, and it sounded like a bunch of drunk pirates to us. So we're like, well, let's film a cheesy black and white pirate video. And that's how that one literally came about, is because it sounded like it on the chorus.
Hell yeah.
So then we started coming with all these ideas, and we wrote down this long list of like, all right, we need these little cheesy pirate ships, and then we need this rat, and we need this cannon. And I cut out all these things of cardboard to like make this cannon to look like it blew up our guitar player's head, and just weird random stuff. Cut out cardboard legs of octopus tentacles. So then that way my wife and our friend Jesse could lay on the ground and wiggle them at us while we're playing guitar. Just the cheesier, the better as far as the videos go. And then, just write down a list of all these crazy ideas. We're like, all right, well, let's do this one when we're out promoting, and we'll just cruise down the strip, and my brother will flash his titties out of the top of the sun visor of the car or whatever, and we'll put bling blings on them, and just stuff to make people laugh,
awesome.
and to want to rewatch the video. We filmed one in Tombstone, Arizona, because we were on tour, and we went to Tombstone, which now is like a touristy area with the OK Corral, and they have the little gun shootout, and you paid money to go see them do it, and you could buy like taffy and beer and boots or whatever, it's real touristy. But we went there on tour one time, like, we should film a cheesy Western video here one time. So sure enough, that next tour, we were going through, and we're like, we have a show in Tucson, and we're going to be passing by the turnoff, but all right, we got to wake up at like 6 a.m., which is crazy for us because we don't go to bed till 3 a.m. And then we went, and it was around Halloween time, so we went to Walmart and bought all these cheesy Western mustaches and hats and chaps, and we went to Tombstone, all these orange Nerf guns and stuff, but we were doing it like the brown and white cowboy video. So we woke up and we're just all exhausted walking through the streets of Tombstone, just dressed up like these goofballs, and people thought we were part of the show, like for the shootout gun thing. We're like, no, we're just filming a video
We're just silly.
for our band, but we did it for no money, no love. We're like, that'll be great for the Western video,
That's
I
awesome.
don't know, just having fun with it, I guess, bringing creativity to it, and acting like kids, even though I'm the ripe young age of 42 and still feel like I'm 15. So no complaints from my end.
Nothing wrong with that, man. That's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do it. It's I almost envy it, Like,
Right on.
but I am also.
Let's come up with some crazy videos. I want to film a desert video, like with sand dunes, and make it kind of sci-fi, not full Star Wars, because of course you got copyright things, but you could have lasers and skinny robots and crazy stuff.
Hell yeah! Make your own little version of soup, like Spaceballs or whatever.
Spaceballs, exactly.
It's called it's fine. It's called Space Nuts or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Totally not copywritten. Space Nuts.
Yeah,
Space Lock. There it is.
but
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Space Lock.
good times for sure.
That's awesome. What else we got? Oh, that's crazy. Hamerl in the chat. We had a member of ministry on the show. That's weird because that's like the Juggalo connection too.
Right.
Are you familiar with
Sweet.
Mars? Bobby Mars. What's his real
What is
name?
it? I'm sorry.
His Bobby Mars. He was in Ministry, but his name was what's his Croatian name? His real name Zlatko.
Oh, right. Sweet.
He was a member of Ministry. He left Ministry, did a solo career, joined ICP and Twisted in a group called Dark Lotus. Quit that.
I remember Dark Lotus. I didn't know he was associated
He
with
was
Ministry.
in the
That's
very
right.
first, like the first release came out. He was on it. They pulled him, replaced his lyrics. He like dissed him, and then now he's a Christian rapper, and we had him on the show.
Ah, cool.
He's had a crazy story, but yeah, that's dope that he mentioned that. That's dope.
That's awesome.
Let me see what else I got, and I'll get to my last question here. CRM 509 says, Chad, you need to come back to Kennewick, Washington once coronavirus is over.
Yeah. Kennewick. Everybody eat your oranges and get that vitamin C immune systems up so we can rock.
There you go.
Kennewick's awesome. We play up there almost every tour. They got a good scene up there.
It's the first time I ever even heard the name.
It's right up there in the Tri-Cities, and we usually hit Kennewick. And that's the other thing is we'll play all these small towns, big towns, wherever, you know. We'll play out on the Indian reservation that people don't even know is there, you know. We'll play in Kitecoats, Movie, Arizona, and Tuba City, Arizona, and we have these huge shows because nobody else tours through there, but they just love music, and it's rad because there's parts of the America that I'm like, I never knew this was here, you know. I mean, we played in the President parking lot of the Navajo Nation in Window Rock, Arizona, and just rocked. And Kennewick, Washington is a big city. It's Tri-Cities with Richland and I'm gonna forget the other name, but there's another city right there. And every time we play any night of the week, you know, get 200, 300 kids to show up, just mosh and have fun, and they appreciate it because most of the big tours they either have to go to Kennewick, the Tri-Cities has to go to Portland or to Seattle,
Yeah.
or maybe even to Boise, but we're like, no, we'll come to you as long as you keep showing up and headbanging with us. And it does. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. That's super dope. Yeah, I need to travel more. I need to be more well traveled for sure. But yeah, shout out to everybody.
Do a traveling podcast show. That'd be rad.
I would love to do that. Maybe. Once it's safe. Who knows, man? Once they let us out again, I think a lot of people are going to do a lot of things they may not have had the balls to do before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
in a good way, in a positive way.
I agree. I need to force this Australia trip out while I can because I've talked about it since 6th grade and I've never been. And I've been a lot of places, but that's one of the ones on the list. And I'm like, I need to just go. Me and my wife, I want to go with the band and do a bunch of shows so we can meet people while we're doing it because it's a good way to meet. But even if the band never gets to get a chance to go down there, I still want to go at least go see it and take some pictures and just mark it off the list, buy a few postcards, and get a good suntan down there, you know?
Hell yeah, get attacked by a couple panda bears, get punched by a
kangaroo. Wrestle a kangaroo or something.
That's the only way to do it, man.
Right.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I guess I got at least one more question for you, man, because we asked all of our guests the same shit because we're completely unoriginal, but we do like.
No, I appreciate it. It's all good.
We like the
if
answer.
you think of lots more, I'll gladly do another interview down the road. List up the questions.
Man. Yo, absolutely. We could probably talk all night long. I could just listen to your stories all night. But
no, it's rad. It's cool to seem like instant homies, you know.
Hell yeah, that's the way we like to do it, man. We're real dudes hanging out with real dudes.
Yeah. What's your question?
But so essentially, you got 3 records, man. Like either that inspired you as a person, as a husband, as a lead singer, as a bass player. Just 3 albums that maybe that's the one you listen to when you need to get a good cry in the car, whatever it is. Good, bad, ugly. Just 3 records you just could not live without. What would they be?
That's definitely an impossible question, but I'll tell you some huge ones for me. When I was a kid, of course, Faith No More. I listened to that cassette front and back so many times I had to buy it a second time and then even buy it a third time. Awesome. I loved it. It was an amazing album because it fused hip-hop, metal, punk, death metal, all of it. You know, Faith No More was a huge, but Sepultura, especially the Chaos AD and the Roots, that era, it was when we were kind of coming out. That was a huge era of music for it, you know. But Pantera, Vulgar Display, and Far Beyond Driven, as far as metal goes, amazing. But I listened to so much stuff, and this is to answer the question because I don't know if you're asking metal or if you're asking just anything. Because I mean, we listen to everything from
anything
Eddie
that
Money.
inspired you.
Yeah, it could be Mariah Carey, Kenny G. You don't have to be cool.
I'm going to get to that point because I'll tell you my all-time favorite of all time. But me and my wife went on a honeymoon to Jamaica, and I always liked reggae, but people always like Rastaman, and I'm like, well, I like it, but I don't know it enough really to like claim it. I just have dreadlocks because I like to headbang, and I was tired of getting my hair tangled and stuck, in the string or whatever. But me and my wife went to our honeymoon for Jamaica, and when we were down there, I was like, oh, Bob Marley. I mean, I know Bob Marley. I know all of his songs, but I didn't realize that he was like, not just like their Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson, of course, is an icon and it means a lot. People grew up with him. Yeah. But when we were in Jamaica, we were there for 9 days, and then we went back again 10 years later for our 10-year anniversary for 15 days. And we were down there, I'm like, Bob Marley isn't like their Michael Jackson. He's not like their George Michael. I said, Bob Marley's like their Jesus Christ. I'm like, it's like their savior. I'm like, this is crazy how, and it was kind of eye-opening. I was like, man, this guy really, really was probably the nicest dude ever to walk the earth, because he was so positive and so good, and just, he would go out and be this huge, making millions of dollars, and he'd come back to this poor, just Jamaican area, and he was have a line of like 400 people outside of his house, and he would interview them and ask what they need. And he would, if the lady needed a car so that way she could go buy groceries for the community, he'd give her a car or whatever, So the Bob Marley record, of course, means a lot because he was just such a genuine, real dude trying to help out any way he could, just positive, coming from such a poor to the top of the top and being able to help out and not losing his roots, Yeah. But metal-wise, I love Pantera, Slayer, of course, and it made me love Slayer even more when they treated us like friends. Hatebreed are good friends of ours. I love their early stuff when we toured with them a bunch on that Perseverance album. It was just awesome, and just the good heavy groove stuff. But if I was stranded on a desert island and I was only able to pick out one artist to ever listen to the rest of my life,
I mean, you get
and
three.
I can't narrow it down to one album. It has to be every album of hers.
You get three. You get three choices. You got 3 albums on that island.
Well, then all 3 of them would be Sade albums. I love Sade. She's my all-time favorite.
That's awesome.
I love her. Her voice is so smooth, and she's amazing. I mean, from the 80s all the way till now, I have every record on vinyl, every album on CD and on cassette.
Nice.
And Sade is just the pinnacle of like female fronted, just, and the bass player, everything with Sade. I love it, from Smooth Operator to Your Love Is King, all of it. I'm like, if I was on a desert island stranded, it would have to be Sade.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's super cool. That's super different. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to everything. I love Portishead. I love a lot of female singers. Halsey's rad. We've been listening to her a bunch. I mean, of course, you can't deny Billie Eilish's talent.
Amen.
She writes those songs and sings, and her voice is just amazing. But then as far as metal goes, I mean, if you want to go extreme, like Dying Fetus and our friends in Las Vegas, Guttural Secrete, I mean, it's like as guttural and as death as you get. We did some shows with Cannibal Corpse, and I love it, So to go from Cannibal Corpse to Sade, awesome. Or to listen to an Eddie Money record, like I love Eddie Money. He's just got so many hooks and so catchy. And we'll be on the bus listening to Phil Collins, and the next it's Slayer. I mean, we listen to Huey Lewis and Neil Diamond, but then we'll be listening to Ludacris and DMX and Ghostface Killer. I mean, anybody and everybody. We listen to all kinds of stuff.
All good stuff. So with that, how much did you love or hate Deftones' No Ordinary Love?
I loved it, but it doesn't beat the original, because the original is the original. But it was good. I loved it.
But it's probably not a lot. I'm sure there's a lot, but in retrospect, there's probably not millions of people that are both Sade and Deftone fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like a Deftone fan probably liked it because it's a great song, but a Sade fan probably didn't. So it's, being both, it's like.
No, I loved it. Deftones are rad, and that's actually one band that I've met a bunch of times, but we've never played with. Now that I think about it, out of all the shows, we've opened up for Korn quite a few times, but we've never played with Deftones. So maybe that'd be the one. We need to do a festival show with
Deftones, HEMLOCK, Australia,
and Sade.
Sade in Australia.
That would be awesome.
The Australian takeover.
Yeah. There's a group from New Zealand called Broods that me and my wife love. It's a brother and a sister, and it's like a pop synth, like just super catchy, but they write all their own stuff. And I mean, good songs are good songs, and I just listen and love music all together. I mean, I like old classic rock, Creedence Clearwater. I love the Doors. Yeah. I mean, we listen to everything.
That's awesome. That's dope. Yeah, I try. It's hard. It's harder. It's a hard thing to do nowadays. Like the old music's still there, but the new stuff, it's harder to get into different stuff. But we try to do that here just as the show, like, because we do a lot of underground hip hop, and a lot of people just know us as doing Juggalo stuff, but we like everything.
Yeah.
So we're I mean, we got you guys are Juggalo rap. Next week we got Murdercore group on. So I said Murdercore, Murder Folk. Do we have a folk group on next week?
Yeah.
Murder Folk.
Murder
cool.
Folk. Yes. So we're doing different stuff because I like different stuff. People like different stuff. Let's all learn about different stuff together.
Yeah. Now we were listening to Nelly the other day, and I was like, man, he's got so many catchy songs. I'm like, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, him and Ludacris just did that Versus thing, and I was like, man, I'm you know what I mean, we're St. Louis, so like Nelly was like the dude for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I forgot he did all this shit. Like him and Ludacris.
So many songs, yeah. So much good material.
That's awesome, man.
But of course, I would say "And Justice for All" from Metallica and "Ride the Lightning." Those are huge for me. You know, I mean, just everybody growing up and learning that. But then, of course, "Appetite for Destruction." We met Duff McKagan in Montana, actually, from Guns N' Roses, just on the sidewalk as I was backing up the bus. These three dudes are walking on the sidewalk, and my brother's like, "No way. That's Duff fucking McKagan. No way." And I'm like, that's not the bass player from Guns N' Roses on the sidewalk in Billings, Montana. He's like, "I swear it is. I know it is." I'm like, "How stalker are you?" I said, "That dude's wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses, and how do you know that's him?" He's "I just know it is. I just saw a thing on TV about him not too long ago. I love him. That's him." So, and then by the time I got the bus parked, and my brother was all hot and sweaty and riding in the back of the bus in his boxers. So he's trying to like get dressed real quick to go say hi to Duff McKagan, and they walked around the block. He's like, I don't want to go running after him and freak him out now. You know, I'm all sweaty and we got to load in. So we're loading into the club, and then he goes, so we loaded in, we did our sound check. My brother went outside to go lift some weights, and he's out there and he's getting all sweaty again. So he's in his boxers again, working out on the side of the bus in between the building, just going for it. And then of course the guys are walking back the other way. So he's like, "No way. I'm in my boxers again. It's Duff McKagan." So Duff McKagan, he's like, "Oh, hey, is this your guys' bus?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. And he's like nervous and starstruck because, of course, Guns N' Roses is like a whole nother tier, you know, of when we were so little growing up listening to them. And my brother's like, "Sorry, I'm in my boxers. Let me put on some shorts real quick. You want to see the," because he just was asking about the bus because it's not a typical tour bus. And he's like, "I'll show it to you." He's like, "Yeah, man, let's check it out." So my brother puts on some shorts and gives a tour to Duff and his friends of our bus. And he's just down to earth and cool and chill. So then my brother's like, "Hold on a second. I got to get my brother." And he ran in. He's like, he's like, "Come out here. You got to come out here. Come out here." And then we went outside, and no way, sure as shit, Duff McKagan. It was really him. And Brian was like, he's like, "I don't usually get starstruck, but I was, man." He's like, he was so cool. And they just sat and visited with us. We asked if we could take a picture, and Duff's like, "Hell yeah, man," and leaned up against the bus and threw his arms around us, and we got a picture with the bass player from Guns N' Roses in Billings, Montana.
That's
it was a trip.
Man.
They had a day off of their Guns N' Roses tour, and they just wanted to go through Montana because it was more scenic. So it happened to be just one of those days of passing.
That's so cool, man. That's awesome. It's funny to hear. That's so weird to hear. Like 1 second you're talking about your buddy Al, and the next second you guys are starstruck for a different guy. It's just crazy to see because we do the same shit because we're, you know what I mean? Like we worked a festival. We worked some huge festival a while back, that Louder Than Life, and we were press, and that was like one of the biggest things we did press at. But we're also just we're fans. We're not like a lot of those people are just assholes and they're to do a job, which we are too. But we're doing it because we love it, not because we have to. So it's like, oh my god, that's holy fuck! Like, how are we supposed to talk to this person while we're shaking? Like,
that's awesome. I remember seeing that thing with Jennifer Lawrence when Jack Nicholson walked behind her. She's like, "Oh, that was Jack Nicholson!" Like everybody's human, but it is funny because when you grow up, you get this whole mind thought, you know, and looking up to these people, and then when you really, really get to meet them, and that's when it makes it even cooler, is when you do get that opportunity to meet them and they're down to earth.
They're just a person too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And then you want to thank them, like getting to open for Slayer is every metalhead's dream, and we got to open up for Slayer like probably 30 different times, and once is like winning the lottery. So for us, I'm like, we won the lottery 30 different times, it's cool. Different cities playing with Slayer, it's rad. And the fact that he's like, hey Chad, I brought you a couple Slayer shirts. I'm like, shit, he knows my name and he brought me presents. This is awesome.
That's dope, man. That's so cool, dude. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's rad. But yeah, we're definitely fans of the music and fans of the art and fans of happiness. So we're ready to rock as soon as we're allowed to. We'll be out there headbanging around the world again. I hope we'll get to meet up with you guys.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I was gonna say.
that'd be fun.
Well, first of all, I definitely welcome you if you don't know it already, but welcome to the Replicon Radio family, man. Like, for real.
I appreciate it.
And we mean it. Like, we don't just say that shit because we talk to people. Like, when we say your family. If you need something, we got you. You guys get the record coming, let us know. We'll put the word out. We get to go back out. We'll let everybody know. Hopefully, we'll have you back on if we can talk for longer.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's awesome. That's why we do this, because we like to meet people and it's rad. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. I do. Let me see. Blah blah blah. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's shit. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Grape Joe. Shout out to Josh and Tashina for hooking us
peeps.
up. So we're gonna bump some music, man. I'm gonna tell you what we got here. We used to just play music and not tell people what it was, but we decided we're gonna start telling people the playlist. So if you have something you want to add to the list, or maybe you have a story about the song or something. So this is what we have lined up for the HEMLOCK playlist music break. I got No Money, No Love. Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like, which we talked about earlier, which is cool.
Classic.
Becoming off of Bleed the Dream.
Awesome.
My Eyes Itch as well. Then I got Obsession, and I believe one of the newer ones is Suspect 1. I think.
Suspect 1, that one's not us, but you can play it if you want, unless you want to put a Sade song in there instead.
Well, I'll do that.
Yes.
There's some other band called HEMLOCK, and it's funny because it wasn't on my original list, and then it popped back up, and I was like, oh, that's new.
That one's not us, but it's all good. I'd rather hear Sade anyways.
I'll do that. I will just.
No, there always is a couple different HEMLOCKs here and there. There was one called HEMLOCK SA from San Antonio or whatever, but we've been doing it so long, all they have to do is spend 1 minute on the internet, and they're like, oh, these guys aren't going anywhere. We better pick a different name.
Right. Absolutely, man. Well, I guess you can just. Oh, jeez. Hang on. No, absolutely, brother. That's what we're. We definitely want to let everybody hear the music as well. So
I'll email you the wrong song. That's a good one. We filmed the 80s video where we travel back to the 80s because we found this crazy Timex watch or whatever in a lunchbox, my brother, and so we travel back to the 80s, and I dress up like Michael Jackson in the video and dance, and Pee Wee Herman. I ride a bike and have the little suit on, and then we break dance and guitar, and we dress up like not Guns N' Roses specifically, but a hair band like that. My brother's Madonna and Mr. T, and all kinds of just random crazy stuff. But I'll email you the wrong song, and then that way hopefully people will go on YouTube and look up HEMLOCK, the wrong song, because that's probably our most ridiculous video out of all of them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to see it now because Michael Jackson's like one of my favorite. Like you were talking about earlier. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah. we went by the Jackson house in Gary, Indiana on tour, and it's in a pretty rough neighborhood, but we rolled up and we had to pay our respects and do the moonwalk in front of the house.
Yeah, I've been there. It's in a pretty bad neighborhood, but yeah, I visited it several times.
I couldn't believe they said they had like 9 kids in that small house or whatever, that's something crazy. Like that.
Yeah, that's wild. That's definitely wild.
All right, if my internet works proper right now, I'm going to email you the wrong song MP3 so you can jam it on the show. Okay. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So you can just find them everywhere, basically just at HEMLOCK, right? You guys are HEMLOCK everywhere, or
HEMLOCK World is our technical webpage.com, HEMLOCKworld.com. But yeah, if you type it in, HEMLOCK Band or whatever, HEMLOCK World, YouTube, I don't know.
There you go. YouTube.com/HEMLOCK World, Twitter HEMLOCK World, Facebook HEMLOCK World. HEMLOCKworld.com and ReverbNation.com/Hemlock.
There you go. You got it better than me.
I had it. Hemlock World. So we're going to take a break. We're going to jam out some Hemlock, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll get that other track loaded up too. And
right
if you guys
on.
are listening
Thank you,
on
guys.
YouTube, but the stream's going to stop on YouTube. All the music will be played on the replay, as well as it'll be live on the website at repliconradio.com. So you got any last words or any shout-outs before you let me go, man?
Thank you for everything. You guys have been awesome. I appreciate to have some new family inviting me in.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. For sure. Hopefully we'll talk again soon, man.
Take advantage of being family, too. Anytime you got something coming out, you want to talk about it, hit us up.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. We'll be back after the break, guys.
Cut that shit off, huh? It was the wrong song.
I didn't mean to. I don't know if the mics are on or off. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
I mean, well, hopefully they're not on because...
I think they're on now. I think they weren't on the whole time we were singing.
Oh, cool.
I think I fucked that up.
Whoa.
Hey, Murrow, are the mics on or are the mics off? Whoa!
This is the wrong song.
They gotta be
I
on
wrote
now.
it just for you. Just for you.
They were on and now they're not?
Sweet.
Are they on currently? Are they currently on? Or are they currently off? I think they're currently on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. On. Off, on. Or am I doing it backwards? We'll find out. 21:45. When we wrote that. Hopefully everybody can hear us. If not, that'll just be more entertaining.
Right.
Yeah, that dude, I said those dudes, they're a band, but that dude, you heard it. You guys heard it, right? That was dope. That was super dope. Hey, shout out again, man. Shout out to Jenny Red for double super chats. Shout out to Grape Joe for super chat. And shout out to motherfucking Josh and Tashina for the super dope, super fresh, super chat. You guys are fucking awesome, man. That's so dope. We appreciate that shit. I appreciate the devil and the upside down face and the tired snow cone or whatever that is. You guys are the shit, man. Much motherfucking dinosaur love to all you guys. That shit was dope. Those dudes were dope. Positive vibes. We need those positive vibes. And we got them.
That's right.
We got them, man. We also, we're basically out of time, which is fucking nuts.
It's weird. We ain't, never out of time, when we get done with the interview.
Not in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Not that it's not like we have bad interviews. They're just not.
Yeah, it's
It
not.
wasn't even. They're not even interviews. We're having conversations with dope people. That dude was super dope. We could have kept talking. I was like, holy shit, it's already been almost 2 hours. That's weird. How'd that happen? I don't know. But if you guys are tuning in late, man, just so you know, this week, all kinds of shit, man. We got tonight. We got 3 new interviews dropping this week. We got a movie review for the new movie Volition, which is out July 10th. We want you guys to go see it. We want you guys to check it out. And we're gonna spend a whole week telling you about it.
We will.
We're gonna review the movie. We're gonna talk to the people in the movie, and we're telling you right now all about the movie. Volition. It was supposed to be a big theatrical release. Obviously, COVID messed it up, but it's gonna be out Apple TV, Amazon, and all streaming platforms. Go check it out.
Check it out.
You see this flyer I made? I didn't put it up yet because COVID came back or whatever.
Check it out now. The Funk Soul.
It's the Field of Dreams thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
I seen it.
If you pay us, we will come. Replicon Radio now booking.
That's awesome.
I was like, hell yeah. And I purposely made it bad.
Oh, clearly.
Because I didn't, you know what I mean? I want you to know that that's what it, you know,
Right.
it's a joke. I mean, it's not a joke that you can book us, but it's a joke that it's a play on the Field of Dreams thing.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
If you pay us, we will come. That's what she said.
Oh, snap. I ain't paying nobody.
Oh, COVID cough. I think I'm gonna. What you don't think? I think I'm words. You know what I think I'm gonna do tomorrow? I think since I can't go swimming and play golf.
Yeah, I gotta work.
I think we're gonna basically have a mandate. We're gonna go ride canoes at Creve Coeur Lake
Ooh, that sounds
with a cooler of beer in the middle.
That sounds every bit of what you called it. A mandate.
Mandate?
Yes.
It's a mandate.
You and Benny?
Yep.
Benny Hill?
Yep.
You know who the fuck Benny Hill is?
Yep.
Okay. As long as
That's
you know.
not who I'm going with, but yes, I do know.
Fuck, that'd be awesome if you were going with Benny Hill, bro.
That would be dope.
Like, I would probably like take off work just to go hang out with Benny Hill.
Yeah. I wouldn't invite you. Like, sorry, we're going to play golf.
I'll just show up.
They do that. I can't do it. You don't know. You know the song.
Yes.
It's fucking Family Guy, basically.
Yeah.
You're on. You're off. You're on. You're off. You're on. You're off.
Are we off?
No, we're on. I don't know how it. I knew they were on. I turned them on. That's why we were doing it.
Yeah.
And then somehow they were off. Like some magic ghost. Like.
But you hit them. You hit them like 3 times.
Yeah. I guess I should have hit them 4.
Alright, baby.
Jenny says she loves her new shirt. Your Patreon exclusive shirt? Hell yeah. I'm glad everybody's getting their Patreon shirts. Because to be honest, they were created a week ago. Live right here on the show. I did it. Because they were late. And it usually takes a lot longer for you guys to get them. So I'm glad everybody got them in a week. Speaking of that, if you are a Patreon member or plan on becoming one, I was going to post this in the Discord, and I still will. Because only Patreons have access to the Replicon Radio Discord. But I need you guys to either sign up now if you plan to be in the t-shirt tier. Sign up now. And if you're already in the t-shirt tier, let me know what you want on the back of your shirt. Personalized freshness coming your way for the month of July. Costing us an extra bunch of money, but that's what we do every couple months it's fine.
Right.
It's not for the money, it's for the love. But we have to afford to pay for the love, so it takes us a few months to save up.
Right.
So we got some super fresh, fully sublimated teas coming your way, and they're going to be personalized. So if you want, they don't have to be. It's gonna be like the old school. Well, those weren't like that. These shirts will be available to the public in the future, but they won't be personalized.
Correct.
It's just gonna say Replicon Radio on the back.
It won't have your name on it.
But all the Patreons,
you want your name on it, you sign up for the t-shirt tier right now.
The only way to get it, and they'll be cheap. That's cheaper. They'll cost the general public more money than you guys pay for your Patreon because they cost us more money.
Absolutely.
So if you plan on joining Patreon t-shirt tier, do it right now. If you're already in the t-shirt tier, shoot me a message in the Discord or somewhere and let me know what you would like on the back of your tee.
Coming soon.
Yeah, that's what you want on the back of your shirt? Coming soon?
Yes.
There you go. Again, next week on the show, man, we got how did I say you say it?
No.
No, that's not how you say it. That's how you want to say it. By the way, you looking at the image? Do you like their little fucking logo with the fat guy?
It's like little sexy, like the sexy
funny,
girl.
Yeah. Tejan.
Tejan Street Corner Thief.
It's gonna be good, man. I promise you. I haven't.
They look entertaining as fuck.
I haven't talked to these guys yet, but I know they're fucking gonna be funny. It's gonna be a good time.
If they're not funny, I'm gonna be very disappointed. If it's not a good interview, I'm really gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna just tell you to hang up on them.
It's gonna be good. Oh, and I also think, don't quote me on this, but remind me, because I'm pretty sure I was told not only will we have them on the show, but it's also the dude's birthday.
Which one?
The dude.
Tyon? What is it, Tyon?
I don't know. We'll learn all about it tomorrow, man. Hey, Merle, you want Bearded Freak? I got you. I knew you wanted Bearded Freak, but I just have to ask. Maybe you wanted something different. Maybe you wanted to say Hey, Merle again. I don't think he ever wanted that. I just made him a shirt that said Hey, Merle on it.
I'm gonna start a TV show.
Oh yeah? That's cool.
I'm gonna rip it off. I'm gonna rip it off from MTV.
What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be called Rule of Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's do it. Or we could do a rep. No, that wouldn't work. I don't like that name.
Whoa! How did it go? I don't remember. I just wanted to do it again.
I wrote this song just for you.
Oh, she posted it in the Discord. That's what's up. I'm glad everybody likes the shirt. Hey, all you guys. First, I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if did I bring it up? I think I brought it up last week when I made it. That is literally. So anybody who was in the Patreon last month and got their shirts, that is literally the first and only, at least for now and probably for a long time, all those dinosaurs have ever been on one product. Like
that's a exclusive one time only.
We didn't even get them.
No,
I didn't even get them.
Sure didn't.
That's your guys, man. There's 6. Do you guys even know we had 6 dinosaur logos? Not stolen ones either. It doesn't count, like Yoshi and fucking Reptar.
No. Those don't count.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's super exclusive.
I knew that.
That's the Replicon family shirts. It's super dope. I'm glad everybody's liking them, man.
And as they should.
I liked making them. And this month's shirt's going to be super fresh as well. Personalized for you.
I saint it.
Yeah, I'll just keep it the way it is.
I
wanted to change it a few times, but it's good.
Yeah, no, I like it.
It'll look, yeah. I mean, that was that was my idea. That was what it looked. I mean, that's not what it looked like in my head, but that's what the.
Right, no, I like it. I think it's different.
Yeah.
It's something we've never done before, and I think it's going to turn out a lot better than we see.
It reminds me of the Valentine shirt, only less gaudy. Mm-hmm. Not that I love the Valentine shirt, but this shirt you could wear all the time.
Right.
Not that you can wear that one too. I made that one to where it wasn't too Valentine's-y.
Yeah.
But still, it's a lot. Like, just because it's supplement, it doesn't have to mean it has to be everywhere.
No.
So this is like a simple sublimation, but dope. It's like a jersey shirt.
It's pretty badass.
It's a jersey. Jim, yeah. Even Rue doesn't even know what money is, and he's buying one.
That's right.
I'm buying 2.
What the fuck is money?
I'm buying 2.
You putting Replicon radio on one?
Yeah,
and Freaky
I'm buying myself a regular one and a Freaky P one.
I thought about that too, but I don't know what I want on the back of mine. Maybe I don't know. I'll tell you.
You don't want Big Roo on the back?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And it's gonna be 20. You should put 2020, not. Damn, we might as well sell them the fucking shirt then, huh? Shut the fuck up, Rue.
I'm just gonna leave it at 20. We don't need this.
I mean, that is our 20th one, correct? That's the number we're on, and then
I have no idea.
Next month will be 20.
I feel like that's just you just totally guessed that and have no reason. For
next month will be 21.
I think it's just the year.
I was trying to move away from it.
We might no, but there's no way. There's no way that's number 20. We barely had Patreon for a year.
What is money? Money don't exist.
What is love? Lady, don't hurt me.
We just riot.
Don't hurt me.
We riot for free shit.
No more. Hey, guess what? YouTube, we're out of motherfucking time.
Yep. So peace out.
Can you believe that?
empty your pockets and hand over your wallets,
Hey,
because we out of here.
everybody on YouTube, man, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys listening. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't already. YouTube is where it's at.
Give a
for
thumbs
real.
up. Ring that bell.
YouTube is where it's at, man. We appreciate everybody on YouTube. I swear to God. And we're only going to get better, I hope.
You guys are the nuts, man.
And I wish we could keep playing music on here. I like you guys. I like hanging out with you guys. I like interacting over here. We just can't play music over there because
I do like this chat room a little bit better than the one we had.
I do too.
I mean, just
I know
because
the OGs don't because we created a family in the old chat room.
Right.
But we get more.
I mean, I rock both of them.
I do too. We just get more. We get more. More. I was gonna say equality, but that's not the word. Like, there's more going on. There's new faces. People come in and out. It's like hanging out the smoking section at the show.
Yeah.
It's always running in a bunch of people and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I can see like all the images that we pop up,
Yeah.
and I can see the chat room as well. I mean, I do like our other one. But
Oh yeah. Before I
this
go,
one's
just so you know, these secret shirts, they're still up. They're not supposed to be. So that's your win. So they're still up. They're still available. They're gonna be gone by this time next week. So if you guys want one of these shirts, buy one.
get them while they're hot.
They're on the website right now. You can get them customized as well with your name on the back. So if you're not a Patreon member and you want a custom shirt, this is the way to get it. This is not the Patreon shirts. These are available for anybody. But if you want custom shit and you're not a member, you can get one right now. Super dope. Blue Oshi and Back to the Past. Because everything else is copyrighted. So it's a Blue Oshi, Back to the Past. Right? So pick one up. YouTube. We're out of here. Make sure you guys subscribe. See you next week. All the good